it's like a tomb. It'll grow, but just not for you. And if those thoughts do enter your head, they'll just come in fragments, never making sense enough to beget any big emotion, any sore regrets. They're just echoes. You'll hear echoes instead.
this week's broadcast, the Esports Tower Rumble in Rocket League. We're broadcasting it from the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. And tonight we're kicking off our Rocket League Summer Invitational with our group stage games. We have some of the best Esports Tower Rocket League players battling it out to be crowned the best of the best. Today, I'm your host, Artie Nerdy Bird Rain, and joining me on desk to call all the action is the one and only Alex Koba Moore. All right, so this is our first time casting on desk together.
Yeah, it is. So I'm excited to see how this goes, and I think it'll be a nice start for the summer season for it.
It's very, this is a very special moment for me, at least, as someone who has been able to watch you play League and see you actually, be a player. And I've been a player myself, as some people might know. I'm very old, but this is our first opportunity to cast, so it's very special for me. And overall, being able to kick off the summer series like this, I feel like is a crowning moment overall. So I'm very excited to work with you today on this.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to it. And we're going to have some great games coming out. I mean, we're starting off with some of the classic players. I mean, we know we've got Quez here, we know we've got Thrift, and there's just some really good players for Rocket League coming in, and I'm excited to see them play and see what they decide to bring going into the summer. Yeah,
it'll be exciting overall, all the gifted players, and especially because some of them are closing out their high school careers overall here very soon. But if you're new to the Esports Tower Rumble and aren't quite familiar with how Rocket League as a whole works, it is a 3v3 soccer game, and it is a golden goal in overtime if we do have it tied, and it's going to be best of fives. Our first series today is going to be between the Lynx and the Vipers. You can see Toke, Enzo, Zydra rounding out that Vipers roster. And then for the Lynx, we have Thrift, Adrift Lemmings, and Wilds. I do believe that it is Thrift or Wilds who's going to be on a slightly different named account here at the very beginning, but that we should be able to get that fixed later on. But I'll make sure we use the proper name so you're not confused while we watch this all go down.
Yeah, and it's super cool to be able to see their faces, see they're looking good in their jerseys, and they're all coordinated. They've got the different side leans going on, so glad to see their teamwork's come together on the pictures. We'll have to see if they transfer that over to the field.
Yeah, definitely. I personally dig the sunglasses look going in for some of those players. I don't know how you play video games with sunglasses on, so if you could share the magical power that you have, because I do not have 20/20 if I take these off. I am blind. We'll have to wait and see if that is their superpower, though, is to be able to play with those on. Overall, though, we will not only just have the Lynx and the Vipers today, we'll also have the Barracudas and the Scorpions. To our viewers, I want to give you a quick reminder, though, that if you should be here watching on Twitch to support your team, celebrate their successes, and be respectful to the other fans. Mods to remove anyone who violate these chat rules. You never know who's watching. Could be your parents, could be a friend, could be someone very, very important for your future esports career, at least if you're looking to go with the academic route. So behave yourself, children. So that's my keys to advice if you're our Twitch viewer, but if you are a player for Rocket League, we have some very special information for you, and that's in the form of Doc's keys to the game, presented today by Esports Tower. In Rocket League, those keys to the game are create mistakes, punish the overcommits, and play the walls better, demo to disrupt. Score pro advice at esportstower.com, where you can improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. So we're about to kick off our summer invitational with the Lynx taking on the Vipers. Who's going to strike first? Puns. Puns. I don't like puns. In our group stage game, do you want to take bets?
No
spiciness.
No spiciness?
No punishment.
All right, I'm kind of feeling the Vipers to start out. I'm feeling that, they're poisonous. They're going to attack the Lynx. I don't know what the cat can really do in this battle, so we'll have to see what these two teams bring out for sure.
I'm amused because you took the tacky route with that one, going with the Vipers. So then I have to go with the Lynx. Definitely curious to see who's going to strike first. It is King Michael who's going to be Thrift for at least his first game here until we get some account problems fixed later on. Wilds and Thrift, though, the dynamic duo. We have Wilds dunking off the ceiling, and Adrift is going to make the save in front of the goal. Now it's going to be pushed forward by Thrift into the corner to Adrift, who finds the first goal, and the one to strike first is not the Vipers, but the Lynx.
Yeah, what a start to this game. Just a nice pass coming in from Thrift over to Adrift, and was able to just knock it right in to get that first point lead within the first 20 seconds. We see once again they're taking it on the offensive as they're taking it up the corner. Drift's going to look at it, but nice defense from Enzo is going to knock it back over to Wilds.
The Vipers are a very strong defensive team. They typically play cold and calculated and calm, so even that first goal should not shake them too heavily here. Adrift at the midfield, looking for an opportunity to send it, possibly going for a solo. No, they're going to leave it to be dunked down in the net by Wilds. The give and the go on point, putting the Lynx ahead by 2.
Yeah, what a shot. Getting it up in the air, going for the aerial, and able to just knock it down in. The second point coming in for the Lynxes. Have to see if the Vipers can really kind of cement themselves and bring themselves back into this series. Of course, it is a best of 5, so we'll have to see them. They've got a little bit of time to warm up. get some time to get the reps in, kind of feel out their opponents, and still bring the energy into the rest of this match.
After all, Esports Tower teams notorious for a best-of-5 quickly turning into a best-of-3 series because it just goes back and forth so heavily with how matched these teams can be. Enzo now in the corner. On the offensive positioning side, Lynx half the field. Lynx trying to get a clear, find it, but it goes immediately to Toge in that defensive corner. They collide with one of the Lynx. Ball still here on the back third of Viper side of the field.
Yeah, we see a Drift looking for another attack, but we see two defenders from Toge and Enzo just protecting that goal, not saying no more, not going to let a third goal come in. Now they're going to the offensive, though. We see King Michael, or Thrift, excuse me, is able to deflect it back. Hydra looks for an attempt as well, but is not able to find any success. It looks like they're going to push it back over to the Viper side. Thrift is going to keep it from going in, though, and they're going to knock it into the corner and give Enzo a chance to try and return with the ball.
We did have, I believe that was Zydra rotate to the back post. Now Toke is able to push forward, dunk the ball down to Zydra, pops up a Drift in the air, sends it to the midfield. 50-50 goes in favor of Thrift. Now looking for the opportunity to set it to a teammate, but Toke's going to dunk the ball down, take that away, try to send it to Enzo, who did demo one of the offensive Link players there. So now 50-50 popped up, ball still on the Viper side of the field.
Yeah, Wilds goes for a nice shot, but Toke was right in the right position, just able to push it back. Oh, and a whiff coming out there, and Toke's able to take it all the way down the field. Looks like a Drift's kind of going to find the stop. We see 50-50 coming out. Looks like it's slightly going to go in the favor of the Vipers here. And we see them getting it close over to that Lynx goal, but they're just not able to quite find that connection and really get that final push in and get it into the goal to get that first point on the board.
Zydra had a beautiful dunk, but it was stopped by Wilds, who pops it up to the mid to Thrift here, who tries to push it further forward. Enzo stops it, though. Sending ball to Zydra on the side. Zydra has to play it around a Drift and Wilds as the third defender also comes in. Drift carrying the ball forward. Toke goes through the disruption play, can't find it. And Drift with a beautiful flick into the goal gets the Lynx to their third point as we are ticking down into the less than 2-minute territory.
Yeah, the second goal coming out from a Drift, just playing really well together. And we're looking for another one here as Wilds has a wide open net and just knocks it right in, getting the second goal for himself as well. And this is getting tough for the Vipers to try and come back in this first game.
Definitely being down by 4. Sometimes it's just the GG go next type moment, but they do have 30 seconds per goal if they're looking to even things up and send us into overtime. Ball is still over here on Vipers half of the field. Enzo looking for an opportunity to play around 2, can't quite find it. Elevation from Toke does not find the clear either. Zydra gets a slight touch on it to send it to Enzo. Ball not out of the Vipers territory just yet.
Now is he a Drift finding another one, the 5th goal and the hat trick for himself, I believe, in this game as well. I mean, the Lynx are just coming together perfectly at the start of this summer. They're on fire, they're on point, and they're just finding all the teamwork and the connections to make this work. And once again, Wilds finds another one as well, and they're just going back and forth, and there's still only 90 seconds left in this game. To find another 6 return goals from the Vipers is going to be a very tough task.
See if they can find one at least to give them that morality boost going to game number 2. They're definitely struggling to break the offensive pressure here presented by the Lynx as we see another give and go, immediately resulting in another goal for that powerhouse squad of the Lynx. When it's in this type of situation, I tend to go with the ever so tilting and toxic play of just take one of the players out of the game for a little bit, send them to that respawn screen. Enzo trying to battle around a Drift, can't quite do so, sends it to Toke. Toke loses possession, a Drift to Thrift, who sends it to Wilds. Shot on goal, a little bit too high and too wide.
Yeah, definitely seeing a very low demo game coming out, as just most of the teams are more comfortable just kind of looking for the ball and just kind of going for those passes. We see Thrift taking it up in the corner here, but Hydra is going to bounce it back. But a nice shot actually coming out, but not quite on net. This just goes wide down to the other corner. Enzo's going to look for the return here, as he's going to go for a shot, but Wilds is there. Actually, Wilds doesn't quite connect. But Toke is just under, and Hydra's a moment too late. The Vipers just missed their chance to get on the board.
Oh, that breaks my heart. That flick from Toke was almost perfect, but the geometry does not work out. Enzo and Toke trying to go for a second one, and Toke does find the back of the net. So Vipers put 1 on the board, 30 seconds left to score 6 goals. That's pretty much impossible, but maybe they can find one more for themselves.
Yeah, just getting on the board is nice to, get the Brazil score, but also just remember that they can still fight in this game and have a chance to keep going forward into these game 2, game 3, and maybe even all the way to game 5. So it's a nice just little cushion for them to feel like, okay, we can do this, we're warmed up, we're ready, and we're ready to move on to that second game. Because as the clock ticks down, we're just waiting for that ball to touch the ground, and there it is, the Hydra is going to knock it down.
All right, difficult start there for the Vipers, so my heart goes out to Taki, who is watching from a distance, and to you, who decided to side with them. But when you guys pick the Vipers, it just leaves me with the other side. So Lynx, good, nicely done on that one. I'm going to say it is the sunglasses boost that you guys had from those profile photos for that first game. But, I mean, that fast and furious playstyle can be an Achilles heel for some teams because they're definitely overcommitting on those goal-scoring opportunities.
Yeah, they definitely leave a lot of opportunities for the Vipers to really hit back and just try and find some kind of connection. We were so close in that one moment where just saw Thrift Tokes go right below it, unfortunately, and then Z Hydra, of course, came in a second later. So if they just are able to kind of clean up that play, work a little bit better together, I think they'll be able to find those connections and be able to bring this game back to a game 3, game 4, and so on.
Definitely understanding that sometimes it's stressful to have a first game go so heavily in favor of one team, but you can't lose in your own confidence going into game number 2. Have faith in your teammates to be in those defensive positions and look for those breakaway opportunities. Don't just clear the ball without a purpose. Do everything with a purpose, even though Rocket League seems like it can be complete chaos at times.
It's true, but we're jumping right back into it. We see Z Hydra taking a nice push down onto the Lynx's side. It looks like it's going to be pushed back into the Viper corner, and Adrift's going to take it up the wall. Drift's going to look for it, but it's just going to beat him to it. So going to get a nice little touch in the corner and keep it away from the field. Wilds goes for a shot there, was just off the side and wasn't quite able to find that connection as Ento takes it in the corner. Looks like the Vipers might be able to take some field control back, but a drift from the sky is just going to knock it back into the corner. Wilds hits it back to Z Hydra, and they finally have cleared it off their side of the field.
Zydra now looking for an opportunity. Has Enzo, who tried to go, actually, I believe, to push Thrift out of the way. Couldn't quite get it, though. One of the old Doc's keys coming in clutch there for them. Definitely being that'll lay the demos anticipated, communicate it to your teammates. Wilds makes a great clear, pushing forward, sending the ball to Adrift, who has a whiff, allowing Enzo to get a couple touches here. Plays it around Thrift. Can they find a teammate, though, as the pressure is mounting on them here in Viper territory?
Yeah, I can't get over how just respectful these players are. They're not going for the demos. They're not going for the eliminations. They're just trying to play soccer as it's truly meant to be played. Very clean and safe. Or that some people would say anyway. But see Enzo taking up the wall, back to the backboard. Drift's going to get a tap on it, but see Hydra's going to find the clear, push it over into the Lynx corner. Wilds is going to be able to hit it up and look for some connections. We see Thrift taking up into the corner, but not many options real to play out from the corner without setting up a teammate for the play, and we see Enzo taking it back. As Wilds actually might have an opportunity here. It goes to Adrift, but doesn't quite find that connection and knock it into the goal.
Zydra tries to go for the challenge here, does gain possession, pushing forward, has Enzo to pop the ball up. It's going to hit the back wall, but before it does, we have Thrift come in, try to send it down into the corner. Zydra pops the ball up yet again. Adrift, though, stops that ball from even crossing close enough to that net to be granted the shot on goal emblem from the game itself.
Yeah, but again, at last match, at this point, the score was 4-0. So the fact that we're still at 0-0 means the Vipers are doing much better at controlling the ball, controlling the pace of this game, and making sure they're staying in this game, not getting too far behind where it really feels like you can't really come back. They're staying into it, and they're going to be looking for a little bit of clear here as Zydra is going to knock it up, play it around Adrift. Going to look for taking it down the midfield, but Wilds is there ready and waiting, and is going to have to get past him. And Wilds is going to take it up the wall here. But we'll have to see if he can pass the teammate. Runs out of boost, unfortunately, and Thrift is going to bounce it off the corner. Drift's going to go for a 50-50, and now this might be opportunity for the Vipers to take it back.
Ooh, demo onto the goalkeeper there might mean an opportunity for the Lynx is going to be a little bit easier. Respawn has finally come back for Enzo. Drift in the corner, pops ball up, trying to send it to Thrift, but ball gets volleyed to the back third of Lynx territory. Wilds pops it up, playing it around one. Sees a Drift come in, dunking it back down, sending it to Wilds. Sends us to the other side. We're now crossing past that less than 2 minutes remaining mark. Still 0-0 on the board. Adrift trying to find goal number, never mind, tries to play the save to prevent Vipers from finding goal number 1.
Yeah, that was a nice shot coming out from the Vipers, but they were just right in the correct position, were able to block it away. We see the Vipers staying on the offensive here. We see Toke is going to knock it up above the crossbar. Enzo's going up for it, but Thrift's going to find it before. Get a nice clear on the opposite side. And Wilds actually might have an opportunity, but Zydra's in the perfect spot to deflect it. Drift looks for another shot, but it was a little bit slow, and Enzo's just able to clear it fairly easily. And we see the Vipers push it back onto the Lynx side. And with only about a minute left, we're going to have to see one of these teams really pull ahead, and this is one of those games where one goal might be the difference of the match.
Vipers' slow and calm demeanor definitely coming in clutch for them. Holding out 4 minutes, preventing any goals from going in. And of course, you know, I caster curse it. Adrift finds the first goal for the Lynx, but one goal in 1 minute. definitely doable for the Vipers.
Yeah, that's so doable. They can definitely find it. They found a goal in the last game in the last minute, so this is an opportunity to just kind of find that success and repeat to that and look for one of those. But that was a nice touch coming out from Thrift, and it just a little boop over the top, and it finds a goal, and 2 goals in a minute gets a little more difficult.
So we go into the kickoff here. Enzo wins it. They have Zydra for the give and go behind them, but Wilds goes in for disruption. Enzo with possession in the air, pops it up, gets it around 1. Can't get it past Thrift, though. Ball in the corner. Lynx trying to find an opportunity for a clear. It might be Wild sending it to a drift. It will be, but Zydra is just trying to get in that passing lane.
Yeah, just some nice passing play coming out. These players really working together. And got only 30 seconds left, so we need to see some offensive plays coming out. We see a nice hit from Zydra, hitting it across above the crossbar here. We see they're going to knock it in. Tokei's going to bounce it off to the side. We'll see if Enzo is able to find this touch. He's going to pass it back towards Tokei, but it looks like Tokei is at a boost and is going to head back to the field, look for another opportunity. But with only 10 seconds, they need to find a goal right here.
You can hear that virtual crowd giving us the countdown. 5 seconds remaining. Lynx up by 2. It's going to put them at match point if they close out this game with the Vipers not finding a single goal for themselves. Ball is in Viper territory. Drift goes for the final shot, but it hits the ground with that. Lynx now at match point in this best of 5.
Yeah, the Lynx are just playing so well together. That was a much closer game. We saw the Vipers really kind of controlling the ball, giving some give and take there. But just at the very end, there were just a little bit of too much overcommits, a bit too much of just kind of focusing a bit on the ball, not so much where your opponents were, and some big clears that were just able to get the advantage, and the Lynx found themselves up in the series 2-0.
Match point is a very stressful situation for any team, any player in any single esports event or even a real sporting event. Not trying to say that there is a huge division between, but you know, when you're physically tired versus mentally tired, there's a little bit more gas in the chamber in one regard. However, going into this next match, let's see if the Vipers are able to bring this one back in their favor. Maybe start a reverse sweep. Best of 5s allow for that to happen, not a best of 3, which seemed to be the bane of everyone's existence along with the best of 7. We're at the sweet spot right now. But Lynx at match point, will they close out not letting the Vipers find a single game for themselves in this series?
Yeah, it looks like we're hopping right into it. Game 3, have to see if the Vipers are able to find some sign of success. They've only gotten 1 goal in this series, so I'd like to see them kind of work together, find some nice passes around the defenders of the Lynx, and really just find good opportunities for themselves. But starting out, we see the Lynx have the offensive control. So they're going to push it over to the corner. Drift's going to take it off the wall. Might be able to look for a pass to Thrift. Actually, he's going to get touched by Enzo, so he's going to knock it back, but Wilds is going to take possession, take it into the corner. Look for a play on himself, but looks like Enzo was there to defend it.
Thrift goes for the dunk down play, can't find it. Enzo and Tokei pushing forward, has a drift coming in. Try to get the ball away from them. Zydra manages to maintain possession. Tokei goes for the shot, but collides with a Lynx player in mid-flight, so that opportunity to send the ball straight in the net taken away. Drift now pushing forward. Has Tokei block the shot on goal, who sends it to Enzo. Enzo only has a couple seconds here to do a give and go, as pressure from 2 of the Lynx players is going to be put on them very quickly. Zydra goes in to try and help Tokei out. Shot on goal. Whoa. Just a little too slow, and it did allow the defenders to pinch it off and bring it out of the net. Yeah,
that was just a quick missed opportunity coming out from the Vipers, and once again the Lynx take control. They're going to push it back onto that side. Tokei is going to find a connection there, might be able to get it over to Enzo, but no, Wilds is going to take control, but then Enzo is able to rotate back and find that defense. He's going to take it up the wall himself. Actually, Drift is going to beat him to it. Tokei is going to hit it back towards Enzo, actually. This is a nice team play coming out, just didn't quite find the connection, wasn't able to get it directly on the goal. Wilds is going to find it back. Zydra is going to beat Wilds up in the air. Drift's going to pass it over to Enzo, and Enzo's going to take it up. And looks like in the 3rd game, they're really getting people activating the aerials. We're seeing a lot of play of just being up in the air at this point, as we see the game just kind of changing once these players are kind of trying to feel each other out and find the different opening that'll give them the opportunity to take the victory.
I definitely adore aerial play. It demonstrates a very strong command over the way that Rocket League works. It's not an easy feat to pull off an aerial play and do it confidently, but these players make it look like it's easy. As the Drift finds goal number 1 here off a give and go from their teammate. Lynx up by 1, still 3 minutes and 2 seconds left in game number 3.
Yeah, still looking a nice kickoff win from Tokei as well. Getting it over to Enzo. Enzo might find it, but no, Drift's just barely able to come down and deflect that from the goal, prevent the Vipers from finding their first goal in this map. But we'll have to see if they're able to come together. They've got 2 minutes and 45 seconds coming through. Close call there. a little scary, but we see Tokay is going to take control of it. Actually, he's going to miss, and Wilds has an open shot here, but Enzo and Zydra are able to rotate back. Might open it up for a drift, but no, it's going to go off the crossbar, and Tokay is finally going to look for that clear.
The midfield Thrift goes for the challenge, going to pop the ball up slightly and then do the tap back down in the net as the defender elevated. That is a juke if I've ever seen one in Rocket League. Force the defender out of position. Don't even need to go for the rebound play. You just redirect it yourself, and that's goal number 2 for the Lynx.
Yeah, I mean, that was just so well played. They're just keeping the pressure on, just able to finally find that goal. As we see a nice kickoff coming off from both sides, was slowly pushed over to the Lynx side, but it's going to bounce back up into the air. Tokay is going to push it over to the side. Enzo's going to look for it, but doesn't quite make it in time as the Drift Lemming is going to take it over. Zydra's going to take it up in the corner. Is going to finally push it back over onto that Lynx side, but Drift's actually there. Gets a nice shot over into the side of the crossbar. Oh, the demo coming out, so Wilds can get the 3rd goal of the match.
That... I know we discussed earlier clean Rocket League with no demos, but that is a definite strategy. As Doc's Keys mentioned, demo the goalie, perfectly done. Had they been there, ball wasn't going to go in, so you're just like, I'm just going to take you out of the play for a little bit here, bud. Sorry. Ball now looking for an opportunity to be cleared out by the Vipers. The Lynx looking for goal number 4. Minute 40 seconds left on the clock. 3 goals is doable. Definitely not easy, though.
Yeah, it's definitely an uphill battle for the Vipers to kind of fight back, especially when Thrift is juggling it down the field. It's going to look for it. Enzo's going to make a nice interrupt, though, going to kind of push it off course, push in the corner. Wilds is going to look for the restart and actually hits it off to a Drift, who was there in the perfect position to knock it right in for the 4th goal. With only 90 seconds left in this game, it's going to be a challenge for the Vipers to really find some kind of success, but if they're going to, they have to find it quick and they have to do it fast. They need some fast goals, and on the offensive right here, need to find a connection. Enzo hits it over to the side, and actually it might just roll right in. There it is.
There
Enzo's
we go.
on the board.
It did look like Thrift got a nose on it, but that was a kind of, you're there, you're not there, ball's going in. A whoopsies happens in Rocket League all the time, but if you're a Vipers fan, that's good for you. It means 3 more goals in about a minute. It's 1 every 20 seconds. It's doable. The Vipers really need to get this ball out of their territory. Enzo goes for the breakaway play. Is wide of the net, though, so looking to dunk it down to Zydra, but has a defender disrupt that opportunity. Zydra comes in, sends it off the back wall. Tokay goes for the reset play. Zydra comes back in, but can't get a touch on it in time, so Enzo at the midfield stops that ball from crossing the stripe and goes for the reset play for the Vipers.
Yeah, they really need to find one of these connections here soon. Will we see a miss come out from Tokay, and now the Lynxes are on the offensive, and there's not many defenders back for the Vipers. It looks like they are able to make it back in time, and it's going to hit back to the midsection. And Drift's going to take it up the corner, though. Look for some kind of goal to really cement their lead and guarantee their take of this series. As we see Thrift, but taking it back to the side, Tokay's going to find it, but Wilds is going to shoot for it, but Enzo is in there. It's going to get the clear. And we're coming down only 15 seconds left. The Vipers need to find something right here, and Zydra might have found it. There it is. The 2nd goal from the Vipers. They have 13 seconds to find 2 more.
It's not impossible. We've seen it in the Rocket League World Cup before. It's very not easy, but if there's overcommits by the Lynx like we just had, they could do it. Enzo carries the ball. It's going to go off the back wall. Wilds, though, steals it away. Zydra goes to dunk it down in the net. Follow up instead from not from their teammates, but from a drift. Ball hits the ground. With that, Lynx walk away with a 3-0 sweep victory. Oh,
that was so close at the end. It was finally coming together for the Vipers. They were finding the passes, finding the opportunities, but they just came short right at the end. But I mean, just for the start of the summer, it's so well played by the Lynxes. They had the passes coming through, they had the demos, they had the strategies, and they knew exactly what they were wanting.
Well, going at it alone can only get you so far. We can definitely see that coming out from the Lynx in spades. I mean, Thrift and Wilds have been a dynamic duo. I feel like the coaches almost never want to break those two apart, but a Drift comes in and slots into that 3rd player role perfectly for them. And if you want to be like these players and level up your teaming skills, then you definitely need to check out the Esports Tower. Esports Tower really takes the time to create teams of well-matched teammates, and I'd like to give a shout out to Coach Jake. And if you're watching and haven't checked out the Esports Tower clubs, you definitely should. It's the fast track to help you rank up.
Yeah, I mean, that was just an incredible game. Incredible coaching coming out from Jake and the coaches at Esports Tower to really help teach these players how to work together on a team, and we saw it come to action right there in that game. So many incredible passes, and just they were working together. They had the rotations, and they just played a great game of Rocket League.
And I will definitely say this, we have had the wonderful opportunity to meet some of these players. They're absolute sweethearts and fantastic sports. There is no animosity whatsoever. That was a great game of Rocket League, and we have plenty more to come this evening, so we'll take a quick break and join you all back here in just a few minutes.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by. Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Back to this week's broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble in Rocket League. We're broadcasting it from the Boise State Game Pans Esports Arena. Hi, production! And we just got to see the Lynx start off very strong in a 3-0 win over the Vipers. Who's going to join them with that 1-0 scoreboard with the Scorpions and the Barracudas facing off against one another? I'm still your host, Artie Nerdy Bird Rain, and joining me on desk to call the action is the one and only Alex Koba Moore. All right, I'm not going to ask you to make a prediction about this next game.
All right.
But
Safe.
I can be super excited about the fact that if you've been with us for a while at Esports Tower, we've had a returning face of Quez in these games. He did take some time off and has made a return and is playing for the Barracudas today.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see Quez. I mean, he's one of our longest standing players, like you were mentioning. He's been here since we've started broadcasting him, so it's really cool just to see him grow over the years, to see him improve in play, and it looks like we see him over there on the side. Coming in as Quezzer to start off this series. Might change his game to Quez later on. We'll have to see. But, of course, on the other side, we see Jababy, Nano, and Protato bringing out for the Scorpions. And they're looking good. They're looking prepared, and they're ready for this match.
Yeah, and Greed and Cran will be rounding out that Barracudas roster. Since day one, though, I've been saying that these kids are going to go places within regards to Esports Tower as a whole, not only in Rocket League, but in Valorant and Overwatch as well, and they definitely have. And we're going to take a quick moment to congratulate all those Esports Tower club members who've graduated from the clubs and been offered scholarships across the country. Over the last 3 months, Esports Tower club members have received $1.6 million in scholarship awards. These students have not only worked hard on their in-game play, but have worked hard academically to earn these scholarship opportunities. The players that receive these scholarships are talented, hardworking, and driven, and we could not be more proud and excited to see all these opportunities that they are getting. And good luck to each and every one of you. Your futures are bright. There's a lot to keep going through. Just keep your spirits up and keep playing. And if you are not a member of Esports Tower but are hoping to have the same opportunities, definitely check out the Esports Tower Club. And, you know, you never know what can happen. Your hobby of a game could become your next career. I know that's strange to say it. Still strange for me to talk about it, even though I myself have been there.
Yeah, it's so cool to see all these players getting opportunities to play and compete and get options for how they can actually get a scholarship, go to school, or find a job. And there's just so many new opportunities coming out for some of these hobbies that people have been playing for so long. It's just really cool to see Esports Tower come together and kind of make people's dreams come true for them.
Most definitely, and you can do a lot of networking as well. I mean, esports doesn't always have to be as a player. You can end up as a caster, or you could just take your love of the game. And I'm going to give a quick shout out to Natter, who now is actually working at Riot. And if you are familiar with the scene of Overwatch, Natter was a coach for a while within that scene and is a content creator. So, you know, school is always a very, very valid fallback if going pro doesn't work out for you. However, that's just my little mini rant on the matter of pursuing your academics. But Doc, of course, who not only went to school for a very long time to get his doctorate, is kind of, you know, someone who has a lot of info about many different esports. And for Rocket League in particular, we have Doc's keys to the game for this game of create mistakes, punish the overcommits, play the walls better, and demo to disrupt. But you can also demo in the goal, like we saw in that last game earlier between the Lynx and the Vipers. Score pro advice at esportstower.com, where you can improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up.
Yeah, and I mean, we only saw like that one really impactful demo in that last game, so I'm hoping to see a little more action coming out in this one, see the Scorpions, Barracudas kind of come in just fist reared, ready to just come charging in and look for those very aggressive goals. We'll have to see what they decide to bring out. Our two different teams, two new players coming in to see how they shape up, and just excited to get into it.
Very curious to see who's going to win out. Is it going to be the stingy type of spider-like creature that's the Scorpions, or is it going to be the blind as a bat undersea creature of the Barracudas that's going to win out this first game in a best-of-5 series between these two teams? Of course, it is our second series of the night. I almost misspoke, but I really don't hope – I don't want to see a 3-0 sweep. I want to see it go all the way. I mean, I beg for it all the way every single time. I know some players probably really hate that I say that, but it means everyone played their hearts out, and that's how every game needs to be. You need to leave it all on the virtual field. I don't care how tired you are. I don't care if you have a family event afterwards. I do care. I'm totally joking about that. But you need to give it 110% every single gosh darn game.
Yeah, and here we see them all going for it. We see the Scorpions, all of them went for that kickoff, and we're able to get a little bit, but looks like the Barracudas are going to get some control. Nano's going to take a wide open goal shot. Oh, but Greed just barely gets in the way and is able to defend that. Is going to hit it off to the side, and Quez is going to get the clear back onto the Scorpion side.
Nano's car is very, very toned down than what we normally see. They're typically in a watermelon-themed car, and it breaks my heart that they're not using that vehicle right now. I'm going to blame that first whiff from Nano actually being on not having the right car design going on right now. It completely has no impact, but I'm going to say it's bad juju.
I mean, there's so many options. You know, sometimes you got to mix it up, see if this one has better juju or not. But we see a nice little shot going over to the midfield, coming out from Quez. Ooh, Jababy getting a shot right off the crossbar, though. Not quite able to find that connection. Greed's going to take it up in the air, look for a shot over. Actually, Quez is going to look to take the pass, but doesn't quite find the connection. Forteza's going to hit it over to the Canyon, who's going to knock it back onto that Scorpion side. For the most part, we're keeping it fairly balanced on both sides past that first minute mark.
Gababy sends the ball down in the corner. Potato tries to set it up for Nano. Can't quite do it, so Nano has to reset it, trying to give it to Potato. Cran goes for the dunk down play to find a clear. Can't find it, though. Greed in the corner has Nano coming in to put pressure on them, preventing this ball from completely leaving Barracuda territory. But Quez in the air does finally make it across that midfield stripe. Now in the corner, pops it up to Greed. Gababy goes for the challenge. 2-on-2 in Scorpion territory. No goals found just yet. Potato finds a slight clear, but Quez immediately stops that, popping it up. Line Greed to send it to Cran. Cran finds goal number 1.
Yeah, Cran just gets a nice little pop right over the defenders. Just going to find that first goal. Make it 1-0 in this first series. We get 90 seconds in, but there's still 3.5 minutes for the Scorpions to try and fight back. And just like that, Cran finds the second one.
We didn't even have enough time to figure out what in the Nuggets was just happening before Cran did that. That was really fast in comparison to how long it's taken us to find goals in our last series, at least in the later games, not in game number 1. But definitely seems like Scorpions aren't going to make the same mistake twice as Gababy sends the ball to the mid. Quez grabs it off the wall, gets it round 1, but Nano comes in. This is how you give casters anxiety.
I mean, so many close calls coming out in this game already as we're just zooming right in. Nano's going to get a nice flip over the top, and it's actually going to go right in as the Scorpions are on the board with a nice kick flip from coming out from Nano, putting them on the map.
Kickoff goes to Potato, but goes to Greed, who has it here with only pressure from Nano, but the crossbar. That fourth man comes in clutch to not allow goal number 3 for the Barracudas.
Yeah, we see Potato's going to pass it over to the side. Going to get a little bit of control, but Greed's going to take it back as well. Nano's finally able to push it back, looking for some control. Cran's dangerous with the ball. They're definitely going to need to try and keep him away as he's already got 2 of these goals on this side. Potato's going to jump up. Actually, Cran's going to beat him to it, but Jababy's going to take control, push it away from Greed. Greed's able to get demoed, though, after trying to look for the corner play. And we see things getting a little violent here.
I like the violence. Quez pushes the ball forward and finds goal number 3 for the Barracudas. And I'll touch on this for anyone that's not super familiar with how Rocket League works, but understanding how important give and goes are in normal soccer and understanding communicating pressure to your teammates is just as important in Rocket League as it is in the physical sport of soccer. You can tell your teammate they have time or they have pressure and they need to look for the opportunity to pass, because if you take too many touches, odds are ball's going to be taken away, as we have Quez make a great shot, saved by the keeper. And it's going to be cleared, but Quez already rotated back and gets possession again.
Yeah, he's going to take it up this midfield. We're at about 2 minutes left, so we need to see the Scorpions kind of start working together. We see another demo coming out as one of the Barracudas just gets taken down. Give an opportunity for the Scorpions to get a little bit of side control, but it's going to get knocked back. Cran's going to look for something, but not quite in the right position. Is going to hit back. And Greed's going to look for something as well, but Potato's in the right position. Jababy's finally going to look for a pass, and they're able to clear it back onto that Barracuda side, although Cran might have something to say about that.
Oh, they do, unfortunately, whip their possession. Nano now looking for off the backboard, does find it, but Greed collides with the baby, stalling the ball out. The ball has not left Barracuda territory just yet. Ticking down very close to that 1 minute mark means Scorpions have about 30 seconds per goal if they want to tie up this scoreboard with the Barracudas.
I see it. Potato's going to push it back over towards the Barracudas. Nice off the wall there as he's going to flip it up, but not quite able to find a position of a teammate in the right spot. Potato's going to look for it, come off to the side. They're staying on the offensive, which is what they need if they're going to find 2 goals in these last 45 seconds. But it looks like Barracudas are going to find the clear. Jababy's going to try and drive it out of here. Quez is going to look to disrupt it a little bit, gets a nice touch on it, but doesn't able to impact it too much as it goes over the crossbar and back over to Quezard.
Quez has to battle around Potato as Nano and Gababy come in to help them out. Ball gets popped up. Potato sends it to Nano. Nano flicks it forward. Greed elevates. Just pushes the ball far enough to the side to not allow an easy off the backboard setup for the Scorpions. 20 seconds left. That's 10 seconds per goal for the Scorpions to tie things up. Not impossible, not easy, but if the ball continues to go back and forth here at the midfield, it's not likely to happen for the Scorpions.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to be looking at the second game coming up. Although, nice tap right over there, but Quez is in the right position, going to defend it, push it back down to the ground as the clock ticks down to 0. Just waiting for that ball to touch the ground to take us over to game 2.
I don't feel like anything in particular really went wrong there for these players. If you had to give them any form of advice, though, for the Scorpions, what would you be telling them right now?
I think I just want to see him play a little bit faster. I feel like they were just getting beat to the ball by the Barracudas. They were just a little bit quicker, had a few more of those full boosts, and they just didn't quite have the speed to really find those connections. So if they go a little bit faster, they're going to win those rotations and have more opportunities to shoot the ball in, and I think that might be the difference they're needing.
All right, play faster. That is what Koba would like to see from the Scorpions in game number 2. I personally, I would have to say start trying to boost starve a little bit from the Barracudas so that they can't make some easy give and goes and aerial plays that they are capable of doing. Both teams can boost starve, and that is something that is a little bit more of a niche thing to do, but it is a very valid strategy for any team to boost starve, whether they be on offense or defense. It can definitely make things a little bit easier for your side. We'll have to see how game number 2 goes. Like I said, I want a full 5-game series. I don't want a 3-0. So Scorpions, start playing a little bit faster.
Yeah, we'll have to see him bring it out as we start up the second match. We're going to have to see what they bring. We go for a nice kickoff and go straight up in the air as it's going to be pushed just a little bit over to the Barracuda side. It's got a nice shot over there, but Jababy's in the right position, going to knock it back over to the Barracudas.
Nano elevates. They do collide with one of the Barracudas players. One gets demoed. It was Potato, making it a little bit easier for the Barracudas to get the ball out of their territory, but Greed, unfortunately, will have the favor returned immediately to them. Quez pushing forward, has the ball go into that awkward corner, so it goes right above the net and off the wall. Gababy pushing forward, has to get this ball away from Quez, but Quez steals it away, chipping the ball back into Scorpions territory. Has no one in front of them for a few seconds, but Scorpions have rotated back very quickly.
Yeah, that was an opportunity for the Barracudas to find something, but they just weren't quite able to push it past that last mark and find the option. Potato's going to take it up in the air, though, and might be able to find something, but no, the crossbar is right there and isn't quite able to get it low enough and find that opportunity. Nano's going to keep it on that side, though. He's going to try and keep the offensive. Potato's going to try and take it back over to the corner. Looks to kind of take it up above the crossbar. Jababy's in the right position, but he can't quite knock it down. Actually, maybe he can! Oh! As it gets past Canyon and just gets the first point on the board for the Scorpions.
I'm not quite sure how the physics of the game worked out there. I'm not, by no means am I a physics major or geometry mathematics major. I studied how to make video games for a reason. But you did it nonetheless, Scorpions, so you have the first goal for yourselves. Can you keep this lead for 3.5 more minutes? Typically, you want to find a second goal to have the security situation, so there's no buzzer beater opportunity for the other side. Lest we go into overtime, which is more anxiety-inducing than any other form of Rocket League there is.
It's true. Oh, okay.
And as I talk about finding goals, it's Barracudas to equalize us out here at the 1-1. It's complicated, tied 0-0.
Yeah, Greed just fired a nice shot. It was on target, and the Scorpions just weren't quite able to find the right spot and defend it and just didn't quite make it in time. We see them on the offensive here. They're able to push it back over to the Scorpions, but it looks like they're starting to rotate back, looking for a little more boost so they can have a few more opportunities to play. As Jababy's going to go around the corner, has a lot of speed, but actually a nice clear coming out, and the Barracudas have a nice chance to really look for an attack here. Quez is going to take it over the board, but Greed just going a little too fast, isn't going to be able to find a pass or anything. It's just not even going to play that ball, but they're staying on the offensive here, as Jababy actually is able to find the clear, but Greed's able to hit it right back, and they're just going back and forth. These teams get halfway through this game. The score is still 1-1, and we've got a nail-biter here.
Nano looking to carry this ball across and get it past the Barracudas. Unfortunately, does collide with them on the ground. See a demo come out, I believe, onto Greed. Potato capitalizes on the one man down for the Barracudas. That's goal number 2 for the Scorpions, bringing them up by 1. But we still have half of this second game to go. Can they find another goal and prevent us from an equalizer here for the Barracudas and prevent overtime to walk away in game 2 with the victory and send us to a best of 3?
We saw a big hat coming out from Nano. The Barracudas are looking to find a clear, but a lot of softer touches coming over. They're just kind of hitting it up in the air, not quite finding the distance on those touches. But there it is, finally coming out. I'm going to push it back over onto that Scorpion side. And we see a nice pass coming over from Quez over to Greed, but just wasn't able to find the connection as Jababy was there to really look for that clear. Cran's going to take it up in the air, but Jababy's there to once again actually to bounce it off the corner. Greed's taking it in the air. Nano, this time they're just going back and forth. All the Scorpions finding opportunities to really play that defensive role and just kind of get that clear and making sure that they're cement themselves in the lead of this game.
Well, they followed your request to play faster, and so the Barracudas are being forced to try and match that tempo. They're struggling a little bit as they've got about 90 seconds to find a goal for themselves, roughly 45 per goal if they want to go in the lead. But as I'm saying that, Scorpions find another goal, putting themselves in that sweet spot. Up by 2, but there's still 90 seconds left. That's plenty of time to find 2 goals if they're not careful on the defense.
Yeah, especially not quite finding the connection on that kickoff, too. Gives an opportunity for the Barracudas as Quez is going to look for it, but it takes an awkward roll off the top of the Scorpion, and it's going to just roll off to the corner. As we see Cran's going to take control of it, though. Might be able to look for an opportunity here. It gets pushed back over to Quez. Quez just has one person to beat. He's going to look for a go past Potato and finds the second point for the Barracudas, and they're only 1 point down with 1:15 left.
This is anybody's game going into the kickoff. Cran wins it, but Nano comes in, stopping that ball from getting anywhere near their goal. As they did the volley, though, immediately went to Quez. Quez is a great solo player, but they do have Greed as well as Cran here. Very over-committing on this goal-scoring opportunity. Could be their Achilles heel, but it looks like Greed is going to be the only one to stay to try and battle out possession away from Nano. They send it to Gran. Gran can't get a touch on it either. Now Scorpions looking for an opportunity to turn this one back around and find another goal for themselves as they're only up by 1. This is buzzer beater territory. This is definitely anxiety-inducing if you are a Scorpion or Barracudas fan.
Yeah, I mean, this is an incredible game coming out for game 2 already in this series. We've got a full best of 5 ahead of us. We see Cran taking off the side. Quezer's going to look for a pass. He's actually going to hit it in as it's not quite able to find the connection, as it's just going to get deflected from the Scorpions, pushed back onto the Barracuda side. We see Cran's taking it up in the air, going to go for a pinch off the wall. Gonna take it over to the corner, but oh, a nice demo coming out. Might give the opportunity for the Scorpions to look for something, but looks like they're actually just gonna take it over the wall. Potato's gonna kind of tap it up, and Potato's actually gonna pass it over to Nano, who's gonna push it over into the corner, and actually they're gonna beat your baby though, so it might be opportunity for the Barracudas to find it, but it's gonna touch down. Timer ran out. I lost track of time as well, and Scorpions find the second victory.
I always lose track of time once things really get into it. I mean, when it's that close, are you really looking at the timer? Or are you just
so hard,
really hoping that one team either finds the net again, or are you praying because your voice is dying that it ends? The answer is we're really just trying to see who can find another goal for their side. With that, we're equalized, one aside. So now we're at a best of 3. We could see it close out with one of these teams winning 2 back-to-back games, or we go all the way to a 5-game series. I'm looking for a 5-game, so we'll have to wait and see. I'm not biased by any means. Genuinely, all these players are very gifted and well-rounded as a whole, so it's a toss-up. It genuinely is. Best of luck to both of them. If you had advice for the Barracudas now making you swap sides, what would it be?
I feel like they're just overcommitting a little bit on some of these plays. They're really just going all-out aggression, and they got punished a few times in that last game. So I'd like to see them clean that up just a little bit as we jump into this third game. They're going to take the advantage, push it over onto the Barracuda side, and might have an opportunity there, but they were able to find the connection, find the clear. Quez is going to take it off the wall here. Actually, Nano's going to beat him to it, though, and Quez is going to look to contest, hit it up. Potato's going to look for something, and is able to beat both those Barracudas as they do a double command. It might be an opportunity for Nano to look for a shot here.
Ooh, Nano played it around one, just being patient with possession, but unfortunately couldn't get past the other. Now Cran going forward with possession, unfortunately has the ball sail right down to Potato. Barracuda's not giving up on their opportunity to find the back of the net just yet, but are forced to rotate back as Gababy comes forward. They'll collide with one of the Barracuda's defenders. Double commit on the save there. Isn't punished immediately as a reset comes out for a play from the Scorpions. Ball at the mid. Quez touches it just over Gababy, trying to send to Potato, but can't find the connection. Cran tries to get an opportunity to find the ball in the back of the net. Can't do it.
Yeah, we see Potato jumping up for the ball. Going to go nice pass, but Quez is in the right position. Just able to kind of push it back towards that midfield. Now Cran's on the offensive. J Baby's in the right place. Going to push it over to Potato, who's going to find the nice clear. Nano might have an opportunity here, but he gets just beaten out by it from Quez. Cran's going to push it back over to the Scorpion side. J Baby's going to actually get demoed at that point. Actually, I think it was double demo as both players fall down and turn into a quick 2v2 for a moment, but Cran's going to be cut back and push it over top crossbar. Might be looking for opportunities. Greed's not quite fast enough and was just slightly too far behind to able to look for that shot.
Still at 0-0, a little over 90 seconds has elapsed. Cran makes a great touch, send the ball to the side. Ball in their half. Nano makes a shot on goal, hits the crossbar, doesn't fully cross that stripe, so no goal accredited. Cran now looking for the return breakaway opportunity, has it taken away by the Scorpions, who volley the ball all the way to the back third on Barracuda territory.
I see Quez kind of taking off the wall. Is able to get past Nano, and is going to find a demo as well. As Quez just really dominating this field at this moment, but Jababy's going to find the right spot. Cran's going to shoot it over towards, but not quite on mark as Nano's in the position, but Greed coming out for the rebound is able to knock it in for the first point of this map. See another kickoff coming out here as Quez is going to find the side advantage as Cran's going to take to the air, look for a nice shot, but not quite able to find that connection as Potato is back and waiting, and but a quick early attack coming out from the Barracudas, trying to look for that second goal.
Cran goes for the challenge against Gababy and has Greed come in to help them out. Potato fortunately has a whiff on the challenge and allows Greed to just flick the ball right into the net. Ooh, that's such a pretty goal animation for Greed. And that's goal number 2 for the Barracudas.
Yeah, it looked like just too many Scorpions were on the offense if there. Just no one was in the goal or really aware of the danger coming out, and Greed was just able to knock a nice quick one in. With a 2-0 lead with half this game gone, it's a nice position for the Barracudas to find themselves. Definitely a good rebound from the last one as we see Jababy's going to take it up in the corner. He's going to pass it over to Nano, who's going to get a nice shot, but Quez flying across the screen was able to find the connection, keep the defense going, and keep them in this game.
Gababy tries to send to Potato, but Potato was pushed out of the way of that pass, so they do not get possession. Nano goes to the challenge against Cran, does win, but Greed comes in to send the ball right back into the corner with a great pinch. Now ball crossing that midfield, stripes popped up, sent to Quez, who plays it off the back wall. We have a demo onto, I believe that was possibly Cran. Ball now in Barracuda territory. Nano has the shot opportunity, but unfortunately he's a little too wide.
Yeah, it was just a nice juggle looking attempt, but couldn't quite get past Cran after that respawn. and so wasn't able to find the connection. But we see Greed taking it up in the air. Nano's going to hop up as well and contest. Quez going to go for a pinch over the 50-50 coming out, and it's going to push into the Scorpion corner. As it goes back towards midfield, Jababy's going to push it finally over onto the Barracuda side. It's desperately what they need with only 90 seconds left in this game. But another clear coming out from the Barracudas, pushing it back. Jababy's looking for an opportunity. He's going to try and play it off this wall. Might be looking for an opportunity, but no, Quez is there to play the defense, and just not able to find the connections they need.
Cran pops the ball up. Quez grabs it off the ground, gets it touched over to Cran. Cran trying to try to find a clear. Can't, though, because Baby comes sailing in. Sending the ball over to Nano. Nano has an opportunity to give it to a teammate. That teammate ends up being Potato off an awkward Barracuda touch, though. Ball at the midfield, 55 seconds left on the clock. Barracuda's leading by 2. That means 25 seconds per goal for Scorpions right now. Might be able to find goal number 1 from Baby, but it is saved. Secondary touch from Potato is going to be stopped because there's a collision, pinching that ball towards the ceiling.
Yeah, just 3 members of the Barracudas in the goal, playing goalie. Almost feels like we're playing Heat Seeker for a moment, but they're just able to find the connection. It's just what they needed to keep themselves in the lead, and we're able to deny that shot from the Scorpions, keep themselves up, and the Scorpions are not giving up yet. They're staying on the offensive. See, Potato is going to look for some control. Actually, Nano's going to be the one who's going to shoot it back onto the Barracuda side, and there it is, actually a nice pass, and Jababy was able to just knock it down past Quez and get themselves a point, and they have 18 seconds left to try and find a second.
Quez off the kickoff is going to get a slow possession. Tries to give it to Cran, tries to go to Greed, but it ends up in Barracuda territory. And with that, that's Scorpions finding the equalizer with 10 seconds left on the clock.
There it is, just 2 back-to-back goals, and we've still got 10 seconds before even halftime starts, so they could look for a third as they're on the offensive here. Looks like Cran is going to take possession of the ball, going to roll it over onto the Scorpion side as we're waiting for the timer to tick down. But the player's going to keep the ball up in the air, though actually Jababy's going to knock it down there, and we're in the golden goal territory.
13 shots on goal for the Scorpions, and Barracudas have 4, so 50% shot accuracy for the Barracudas right now. Scorpions, it's a lot lower. Let's see whose percentile of victory shots actually comes in clutch here. We're in golden goal situation, as Koba mentioned. That means whomever finds the first one walks away the victor here in game number 3 and puts themselves at match point for our best of 5 series.
We see Cran taking the ball up in the air, but Potato's going to play disrupt and find that push into the corner as the Scorpions are looking on the offensive here. But as Demo comes out and the goal looks empty, Quez's shot is just off to the side and not quite able to find the connection as the Scorpions are finally able to make their way, rotate back, and save that from going in. And they're going to look to try and push it back onto the Barracuda side, but it looks like Quez has other things in mind.
Cran with possession, pops ball up. Can't get it past Baby though. Gotta give respect to the aerial play of all the players going for the standard. I'm just gonna get it over you and then sail right by. Doesn't work anymore when everyone's on equal playing field with regards to skill level. Nano goes to the challenge against Cran in the corner. Quez tries to help them out, as does Baby for the Scorpions. Give and go from Quez to Greed. Potato challenges, dunking the ball down. Ball hasn't crossed into Barracuda territory, though. Finally, Nano manages to find it, but stopped by Greed at the midfield. Ball dead in the water for a few moments. Quez looking to set something up.
Yeah, going to look for a nice opportunity. Cran's going to try and tap it in. Quez is going to look for the return as well, but once again, it goes off the crossbar. What an opportunity right there, but they just weren't able to finish it. But look, Cran has a wide open net, but isn't quite able to find it either, as it's just going to go off to the left side. And the Scorpions are playing with fire right now, leaving their goal this empty.
Please, please put a man in the net. Don't do that to me again. What?
Cran just finds an opening in the defense right there. There was members there, but he just knocked it right past him.
Well, Barracudas, they're at match point now. I think whomever was in that defensive positioning was about to get demoed or pushed out of the way, at least, because I did see there was Barracuda coming in with their sights set on that goalkeeper. It's a very scary situation to be in if you're ever on the receiving end of a demo in-game. But with that being said, Barracuda's a match point. Are we going to see the return favor, though, with the Scorpions getting game number 4 and send us to a game number 5? I personally want to see that, but if you're a Barracudas fan, you just want them to close out the series. Same for the Scorpions. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, it looks like their players are ready, and we're just going to jump straight into this 4th game. Have to see if the Scorpions are able to kind of return to form, get that, keep back maps going forward. And we had such a close one in the last one, going over 2 minutes in overtime. We'll have to see how this one plays out.
Not the longest overtime we've ever seen, not the shortest. right in a spot that I think people can manage to deal with and handle. Nano pushing forward, though, has to play it around Quez. What is the tactic here? It was going to be to try to send it to the lower corner, but Quez saw that one coming and was able to make a great save. Potato looking for a reset opportunity is going to have Quez just push them out of the way so to make sure that they can't get a secondary touch. Cran in the corner has to leave the ball knowing that there's two people coming onto them. Gababy is going to be the one to get possession, bringing the ball in front of the Barracuda net, but unfortunately, defenders and crossbar are not their best friends.
Oh, never mind. Potato get a nice shot off the crossbar, but it's going to bounce back over to Gababy, who's able to find that first goal for the Scorpions, get themselves in the lead for this 4th game, and set their sights on that 5th game. Scorpions are not ready to be done. They want to keep going all the way in this series.
Greed finds the equalizer immediately thereafter, though, so tied 1 aside, back to 0-0, 4 minutes basically now, and we've reset. We've got a 4-minute long game now.
Yeah, just a quick opportunity taken by Greed, bringing this back and forth. Greed's going to take the ball up in the air once again, just has to get past Potato, but it gets past him, but there was another defender there who was able to keep it alive for the Scorpions, was able to push it back, and now we see Quez going to look for his own shot, but actually Gababy's going to get the clear, push it back onto the Barracuda side, playing it off the corner, but Quez actually gets a nice jump, and they get a demo on the Scorpion. This might be an opportunity for the Barracudas to look for it. Potato's going to push it off to the corner, and is going to find the possession himself, as he's going to take it up the wall. Actually, they're going to hand it off over to, looks like the side didn't have quite the boost, didn't want to go for it. Actually, that might go right in.
No, oh, Greed, it's okay. We're not going to talk about it. It happens. But now, Scorpions are up by 1. They need to find another to be sitting in a comfortable position, though. There's 3.5 minutes almost remaining on that clock, meaning plenty of time for Barracudas to find an equalizer like they already did. Gababy looking to make sure that that security goal is there, but can't find it as Greed makes a great save and is now looking to push forward. They have a teammate, but their teammate's rotated back as Potato goes for the challenge. Ball popped up. Quez plays it off the back wall, but in front of their own net. That is risky territory. Shot on goal from Gababy, stopped by Greed.
Yeah, they're going to look for the clear over here. They're going to push it back onto the Scorpion side. Greed's going to take a tap over there, but Gababy's in the side. He's going to push it back onto the Barracuda side. Crane gets a nice hit over there. Going to hit it there, and they're going to get a demo, though. It's going to be hard to continue this shot going forward as they look for it, but it's just a little bit too high. Goes across the crossbar, and they're just not quite in the position to play it. But actually, Greed gets past 2 of them. Just needs to get past Gababy, but he's right in the correct position. Able to find the defense here. Quez is staying on the offense, though. Going to hit it up, but Potato's going to be defending, hit it back over the field. And there might be an opportunity here for them to get that 3rd point, and Gababy finds the 3rd one, and up 2 points with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. The Scorpions find themselves really wanting that game 5.
You said it earlier, Barracudas need to be careful on those overcommits, and it definitely just came to bite them in the tail there. No one in net. Not something you want to see, but it might be returned immediately. Never mind, Greed shot was a little too slow, so not capitalized on it. That was an open goal from the Scorpions, being left for the taking. Immediately cleaned up, though. 2 minutes left on the clock. Barracudas need to find 1 goal per minute and not let any more go in. Ball still here in Scorpion territory.
Yeah. Clock starts ticking down. The Barracudas need to find something to keep themselves going in this 2nd game, and it looks like with a nice touch from Greed they might find it, but Potato was in the right position, but Greed's gonna, actually Cran's gonna come back, push it back onto that Scorpion side, try and find that 2nd connection. Greed's gonna take it up the wall, looks like, but Potato's there waiting, looking for some kind of juke to come out, and is going to play the defense and finds it as it goes up back onto the Barracuda side. Quez is gonna look for the defense there, is gonna push it up. Cran is gonna find a connection up in midfield and push it back to the Scorpions as Gababy's going to kind of take it over the side and look for some kind of safety play.
Nano has the ball at the midfield, but sends the ball too far forward. Does regain possession. Greed tries to find a clear. Potato goes for the dunk play. Can't get it, though. Gababy tries to reset the ball. Spike down off the ceiling. Nano putting pressure on. We see a demo come out onto one of the Barracudas. Might be an opportunity for the Scorpions to find goal number 4. Barracudas struggling to get this ball out of their territory.
Yeah, looks like they might have found the opportunity here as Cran's going to push it back onto the Scorpion side, but Nano's going to push it back. Greed hits it up in the air, but Gababy's going to find it, push it back. Actually, Quez is going to beat Nano to it. Might be able to pass it to Cran, but not quite able to find the connection as it just comes short. And with only 30 seconds left, they need to find some kind of shot here to keep themselves have a chance of victory in this 4th game.
I'm calling it now. No offense, Barracudas, but we're going to a game 5.
It's what it's looking like so far. They are on the offense, though. They might have an opportunity. They're going to push it over to Quez. Quez is going to push it back to Cran, actually, as they're going a little back and forth. Quez is going to look for an opportunity here to hit it up the center, but doesn't look like he's able to find any kind of opportunities. The Scorpions are just playing too good of a defense.
And it's okay if the Scorpions let one goal in right now. They're really just trying to kill time. Nano goes for the volley, but in the air, has it taken away by Quez. 1 second on the clock. Clock at 0 now. Ball hits the ground. That's it. We're at double match point. Both teams tied 2-a-side in our best-of-5 series. And we are at a Game 5. No matter what, someone has to win.
It's true. It's exactly what you wanted. We were able to find that Game 5. We're going into it. I mean, both these teams are playing so well, so we'll have to see who's going to be able to just eke this edge out and just find that last goal and find that connection, possibly in overtime. We'll have to see if that goes that far and see which of these teams is really going to be the one that wants it more.
I think really it's going to be which team doesn't overcommit, and then this is directly targeting one player. But in these situations, baby, you are notorious for getting a little bit too greedy with ball possession, and you need to be relying on your teammates. So if that starts happening, that could be the undoing for the Scorpions. But if the Barracudas overcommit or, just can't read a ball that's going to drop out of the sky like that, it's difficult. Really, it is. It's not as easy as it looks. They're going to have some problems. Scorpions find goal number 1 in 16 seconds.
I mean, that was a quick goal, but the Barracudas might have had an opportunity there as they found themselves with the ball on that side, an empty net, but just didn't quite find the connection there as they're going to push it back over onto the Barracuda side. So Scorpions are looking to kind of further their lead, looking for the second goal. Quez is going to try and push it back, but Potato's going to beat him to it. It goes up the side of the wall. Creed's looking for it. Nano also beats him as the Scorpions are just playing so much faster at this point. They're able to keep the aggression on, keep the pressure on, and they're just playing really well so far in this fifth game.
Koba asked Scorpions to play faster. Scorpions, okay, you're not our coach, but we'll go faster just for you. And they do a double demo. So Quez is left alone in Scorpion territory. Can't make anything happen. Off the respawn, though, Cran comes soaring in. Does get it to Quez, who's going to send it to Greed on the back wall. Greed was looking for a dunk down into the net, but unfortunately, the angle was just not quite right. So ball in Barracuda territory. Quez looks for a clear, but has to commit onto that defensive play to prevent the ball from crossing the stripes. They've Cran come in to help them out. Nano chips the ball back towards midfield, but Quez, again, trying to stop this from crossing back into Barracuda territory.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so back and forth. Both these teams are really just trying to find some kind of gap in the defense for the other. I mean, they're just going back and forth with so many attempts and so many shots, but no one's be able to find that crack and able to really break through. And so we'll have to see who's able to kind of figure the other team out and get that connection. As we see Quez going to look to take it up in the air. Might have an opportunity here as Jerbaby's a little bit behind, but wasn't quite able to find the connection. I think maybe if he was able to go for the left side of that goal, he might have been able to find it, but wasn't quite able to. But going to push it over to the Scorpion corner. Greed's going to take it off the wall, and Cran might have an opportunity, and Cran's going to knock it in after a beautiful pass from Greed. And Barracudas find their first and make themselves on the board.
Still 3 minutes left, though. Not even halfway through game number 5 just yet, though. Could start seeing some signs of exhaustion and mistakes start to be made, but no mistakes coming through for the Barracudas, as I think that might have been a solo play for Quez there. Doesn't matter. Scorpions up by 1. No one in safe territory just yet, though.
Yeah, what a quick second goal, and all of a sudden Barracudas have a lead in this series. They're able to just knock it back and just really cement themselves in this game, and we get about halfway through it with only 2.5 minutes left in this game. Quez is going to push it back over into the corner as Nano is going to try and prevent that, but isn't able to find much success as Quez pushes back towards the middle field. Potato's going to find the connection. Nano's going to hit it up, but Greed's there to play a little bit of shutdown. Quez going to find it off the backboard, push it over onto the corner, and take it up in the air. Might be able to find an opportunity as it goes over Potato. Actually, Potato's just able to boost up enough and find that touch and prevent that from getting too disastrous. Oh, a close shot there coming out as the Barracudas just barely make it back in time to defend their goal.
Almost disastrous for them. I mean, overcommitting again. It really might be the Achilles heel for the Barracudas. Quez, though, sends the ball across the midfield, immediately touched on by Nano. Can't get it past Cran as the challenge, sends the ball to the side. No follow-up from Barracudas means Gababy can send the ball to the back third. Stopped by Quez, though, finally. He's going to sail over Potato, but the angle wasn't right for them, so they have Cran be there for the follow-up. And now Barracuda's got the Scorpions right where they want them. They smell blood in the water. They're up by 2. They need to maintain that lead for almost 2 minutes. That means perfect Rocket League No mistakes. Stop overcommitting, or you're going to lose this lead.
Yeah, with it, I mean, if they find a third, that might help them cement it as well, as Quez just going to play it really slow. I think the Scorpions were looking for a fast defense and just were honestly not expecting the slow play, and it just went right over to their heads, and they weren't able to find the defense. So with 3 points left, I like to see the Barracudas play very clean, like you mentioned. Maybe slow it down just a little bit so they can just focus on playing defense, but maybe not, as Quez is going to look for another shot as well. Goes off the crossbar though, but Cran's going to look for the return as well. They're just keeping it up in the air. Now Quez is going to come back and look for the return as he's going to deflect it off away from Nano.
Good Baby unfortunately loses possession by popping the ball too high, and they could not follow up. Quez goes for an opportunity to take the shot. It is going to be stopped by Nana, who is a defensive powerhouse player for the Scorpions. We've got 58 seconds left on this clock. Scorpions desperately looking to find goal number 2 and start the momentum to be in their favor as they've got the ball in Barracuda territory, but I think Cran heard us out and realized that they cannot overcommit on goal-scoring opportunities. Quez comes in to be in the defensive position as well to help Cran out. And with that, Greed also back here. That's also just as bad to have all 3 members piling up in one spot.
Yeah, had a nice opportunity there, but just weren't able to find the right connection, the right touch on the ball, and couldn't. But the Scorpions are staying on the offensive. They're keeping the ball on the Barracuda side, giving themselves as many opportunities as possible. With only 20 seconds left, they need to find 3 goals. They'll need to find 1 just almost right now at this point. They have such an uphill battle to climb. As we see, they're going to pass it up in the infield, so we're going to pass it over to the Scorpion side. Potato's going to take it back over to the Barracudas. Banano's there to interrupt with only 4 seconds left. It's not looking too good. This might be the nail in the coffin coming out for the Barracuda, or for the Scorpions.
Ooh, and buzzer beater, but not for the Scorpions. It's going to come from Cran. With that, the Barracudas will win out a very, very tough best-of-5 series in a 3-2 victory. But that does mean, as far as overall, they're at 1-0, just like the Lynx. So nicely done, Barracudas. But Scorpions definitely showing that they can go toe-to-toe with the Barracudas. They might be able to go toe-to-toe with the Lynx as well later down the road. And if you want the opportunity to be seen by expert college recruiters, talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, then join the club. Esports Tower players get insider access to industry insights, and with our featured rumbles, recruiters are taking notice as well. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship.
I mean, what a game played right there. Both teams going so back and forth. I mean, almost every game was within 1 or 2 points. They were just playing so well together, and this is just the start of the summer, so I can't wait to see how these teams grow over the course of the entire summer, see how much they improve, and see what they really bring 2 months from now.
Yeah, and just if you watched our Rumble last week, we shook things up. We had players on different rosters, except for Thrift and Wilds, which...
always together.
Gem and I are going to continue to throw shade at that, Rake and Cats. I know you have a hand in that as well. We're going to throw shade on that anytime y'all claim to shake up the rosters and we still see those two together. That's not shaking it up. That is just an unfair skewed advantage. That's the end of my rant. But with that being said, the Barracudas do take down the Scorpions in a very, very close best-of-5 series. So congratulations, you guys. And we're going to go into our next game, which is actually going to be the Vipers facing off against the Scorpions. Anything could happen. I'm leaning a little bit more in favor of the Scorpions just because of the tempo control that they had might be the thing that's a little bit difficult for the Vipers' play style to overcome.
Yeah, we saw a really strong play coming out from the Scorpions. The Vipers looked like they needed just a little more time to warm up. They were definitely getting better and better over the course of that series. And so at this point, they might be warm enough. They might feel confident in themselves enough that they're really able to bring it to the Scorpions. We'll have to see what they bring and what things they decide to change going into this new series.
Yeah, perhaps the Scorpions actually end up getting a little bit too tired after having to just battle out in a best-of-5 series. Because, you know, exhaustion still happens, whether it be mental or physical or both for these players. Hopefully they're staying hydrated and talking to amongst each other and their coaches and keeping their spirits up. But with that in mind, we're going to give everyone an opportunity to go grab some water, perhaps grab a snack, and we'll be back here in just a few minutes.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by. Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
This broadcast here of the Esports Tower Rumble in Rocket League. We're broadcasting from the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. Hello, production! And we are about to watch the Scorpions and the Vipers face off against each other. Both teams are looking for a victory as they are currently 0-1 in our summer series thus far. Definitely not how anyone wants to start off, but definitely it's a fate that someone has to face, and currently it is these two teams. So who's going to be able to put that first victory on the board for themselves? Will it be the Vipers? Will it be the Scorpions? No one really knows. I'm your host, Artie Nerdy Bird Rain, and joining me on desk is still Alex Cobamore. I am losing my marbles already, and we are just at the start of the summer.
I mean, it's what happens when you get a full 5-game series going back and forth. Either team could have taken that one, and in the end, the Barracudas were just able to find those two connections, sneak it by the Scorpions, and just kind of set themselves ahead. But now we're going in to see the Scorpions once again, but we're going to see them playing against the Vipers, and we'll have to see how they decide to bring in as we take a look at these teams. Of course, we see Jababy, Nano, and Potato on the Scorpion side, looking good and ready to find that first victory for themselves.
And for the Vipers, we have Toke, Enzo, and Zydra rounding out that 3-man roster. No one should be changing teams or anything, but Nano, I want to see the watermelon skin come out. Just saying. We'll have to wait and see, though. Although we have some words of advice for all these players, especially because they're currently down when their spirits are a little bit down. So hopefully one of these keys or all of these keys come to help them out, and they come in the form of Doc's keys to the game presented today by Esports Tower. In Rocket League, those keys are create mistakes, punish the overcommits, play the walls better, and demo to disrupt. Score Pro advise at esportstower.com, where you can improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up.
Yeah, definitely like to see some of these players really follow some of these Doc's keys, kind of play those walls really well, just find those demos and just kind of set the opponent's team off their game, just interrupt them, disrupt them, demo them, find the interrupts that really just kind of push them off tilt and make them so they're not quite prepared for what's going to happen. So I'd like to see some of that play coming out here in this next game and see what they decide to bring.
I'm not sure if it's going to be entirely necessary for demolition play to come in really strong in this game, especially with just the play style that we've seen from the Vipers. Demoing them is not really what needs to happen. It's more like getting in their passing lanes and make sure that you shut down their plays. However, Nano's a notorious Demolition Derby expert player, so we might see some Mad Max happening on the field within this 5-game series. We'll have to wait and see, though. Nano, best of luck to you, my friend, if that's what you choose to go with. After all, though, we know that no one's going to get angry if that is the playstyle that Nano decides to go with as we start our best of 5 series off strong. Off the kickoff, Gababy's going to get possession here, set it to the wall, looking possibly for a solo play here as they bring it in the air. Don't see anyone just yet as Potato's already rotated back. Toke, though, does get a possession for a few moments. Nano crossing midfield stripe, goes for the aerial play. Enzo pushing them out of the way.
Yeah, nice attempt coming out from the Scorpions. Quick and early, keeping things fast-paced, keeping themselves on guard and ready to really look for those opportunities when they present themselves. Potato's going to look for one as well, but Nano's just a little bit too far behind. He's not able to find that connection. Gababy's going to hit it up over the side of the corner and get the demo as well. They're not quite able to find the opportunity to play off that demo and get the elimination, as the Vipers are going to bring it back as well and get a demo of their own. And we're just going back and forth with 3 demos coming out in quick succession.
I love how I explicitly mentioned I don't think we'll see a whole lot, and then we see a bunch.
That's how it works.
Sometimes, y'all, I feel like you do these things in spite. But it's okay, I get it. Potato, though, snipes the ball into the lower left corner of the net to find goal number 1 for the Scorpions. Took over a minute, though, so definitely demonstrates how back and forth this is going. We'll see how many more people end up on that respawn screen in the next 3 minutes.
Yeah, definitely glad to see the Vipers playing more like they did in that second, third game of that first series, where they're playing a little more controlled and collected and just really playing with the ball and looking for the right opportunities, not just kind of trying to panic and just hit it right in. So they're playing well together and need to find some kind of connection here. So we see some interrupts coming out from Toke, bumping them, the Scorpions, trying to make some interrupts and make sure they're not really sure what to play, as Potato's going to push it back off of the side, push it over, but Enzo's there in the right position, going to look to push it back towards midfield. It's going to bounce back over towards the Viper corner, though, as Enzo's once again going to be looking to play it off the wall. Potato's there, though, to push it back. We'll have to see if they're able to play off this position. Finds the bump on Zydra, and Nano's going to look for an opportunity, but Enzo's once again in the right position, already having 3 defensive saves for themselves.
All 3 defenders for the Vipers that were very bunched up, making a breakaway play immediately capitalized on. Difficult to do. Toke, though, stops the ball from crossing midfield stripe, gets a great shot on net, saved by Potato, who has the opportunity to give it to Gababy. Gababy chooses to rotate back into defensive positioning. Toke goes for the challenge, sending the ball to the back third in Scorpion territory.
Yeah, just kind of pushing it back and forth at this point. Vipers might have an opportunity here as it goes off the crossbars. Toke's in the air, but looks like it was just getting interrupted by Potatoes flying across the map. Nano's going to hit it up in the air. Zydra's going to look for an opportunity there, dunk it over, but Gababy's within the goal and just going to push it back out, make sure it doesn't come in today, make sure they maintain their goal lead. But the Vipers are staying aggressive. It's almost been on the Scorpion side for almost a full minute now. It's just constant pressure being put on the Vipers, or excuse me, the Scorpions, to play perfectly and not let any of these goals find the net. But this might be a shot, as it's going to go off the top of Nano and go right in the top corner and find the first one for the Vipers.
It's okay. It happens, but now we're just tied. We'll see if we'll have an opportunity for a redemption shot there for Nano. Definitely something that most Esports Tower players are notorious for doing, is after something like that happens to them, they'll return the favor to someone else or just score a solo goal to make them feel a little bit better about the mishap, as Gababy has the ball above the net, can't get the secondary touch though, so Enzo's able to steal that ball away, send it to Zydra, stopped by Potato at the mid,
sends the ball into the corner. Nano comes in, goes for the centering opportunity. Can't find it though, as Enzo's going to take that ball away for a few moments, leave the ball for Toke, who has a challenge from Gababy. So the give and the go to Enzo, who's going to go to Zydra, disrupted by Nano.
Yeah, looking for the offensive here for the Scorpions as Gababy's going to take it over the top of the crossbar, but Enzo's going to roll with it and take it in the air, look for some kind of opportunity there, but it's going to get disrupted by the Scorpions. Nano's going to hit it over, another demolition coming out as it's just going to more and more aggressive as we go through, as Gababy's going to hit it into the corner, might be able to look for an opportunity to pass it over to Nano. Actually, Nano's just going to take it off the corner, hits it up, nice little tap, but not quite enough speed. Enzo's going to push it back, but Gababy's going to keep the pressure on as the Scorpions have really kind of found their groove at this point in the game, but once again, the moment I say that, the Vipers kind of finds the control of the ball, going to take it back. Zydra's going to bounce it off the corner, and they might be able to play for it, but Gababy's going to hit it down to Potato, who's going to finally find that clear.
We are at 1 minute left in this best-of-5 first game here between Scorpions and Vipers. Both teams have 1 goal. Might as well be none, though, as it's still going to send us into overtime if no one finds another. Both teams desperate to find 1, possibly 2. 35 seconds to do so is a little bit tough, but possibly we'll see one right here, and we do. Scorpions finding goal number 2 thanks to Potato, and I believe that was Nano.
Yeah, I think it just rolled off the side there and just finds a nice second goal for themselves. And with only 30 seconds left, they just need to make sure the Vipers aren't able to find the return goal, keep themselves in the lead, and make sure they're going in strong for the rest of the series.
Zydra sends it to Enzo. Ball in Scorpion territory. 16 seconds left on the clock for the Vipers to find an equalizer for themselves and be able to send us into overtime. Ball is in Viper territory, though, so that might be a tough task. Enzo sending the ball to the other side. At this point, you're playing keep away if you're a Scorpion player, but Enzo now with possession has the ball dunked down over their hood by Potato to end the first game.
Yeah, that was well played by Potato just to make sure it ended right there. He's able to just fly over the top and make sure it hits the ground and ends that round. Doesn't give them an opportunity to continue the ball, continue to play, and look for that goal to try and push in overtime.
I mean, I stress it a lot. When you're in 0 time left on the clock and the other team has possession on your side of the field and it's buzzer beater situation, don't keep the ball in the air. I understand you want that, I'm going to take it all the way across the map and find another goal for myself, even though your team really doesn't need it. But you're opening up the opportunity for the other team to do the same.
It's one of those terrifying things, almost like kind of similar to Rule 1. You just can't break up. You know, you don't want the ball to touch the ground. Both teams are always just trying to keep it in the air as long as they can, to as much dismay of their coaches, fans, and players.
You're literally playing with fire. Please stop.
It's one of those dangerous things that we see come out in quite a few games coming out, but it looks like we're going to roll right into the second game as the Scorpions are going to put on the defensive just a little bit as it pushes over into those corner. Potato's going to look for it to try and find some kind of clear. Pushes it over Enzo and is going to push it over to the side. They finally find the clear, push it over into the corner of the Vipers.
Nano goes for the challenge against Zydra. Zydra now pops it up, gets it past 1. Can't get a past Gababy, though. If you send the ball into the air and there's no one to follow up, well, odds are it's going to be someone else's, the other team being there for the follow-up. Toke off the wall, can't get a touch. Nano pops the ball up for Gababy. Gababy does not elevate high enough in time. Ball still in Viper territory, though. Zydra tries to go for the clear, sends it to the wall, has Nano putting pressure on them, though. Immediately sends the ball right back into the corner. Enzo tries to find the clear, but Gababy swoops in, find goal number 1 for the Scorpions.
Yeah, nice start to the series for Scorpions, getting the first game, first goal of this map. So definitely playing well, and even to win the kickoff here as well, as Potato's going to look to push it over towards the center field. Might be able to find Gababy, who's going to find it and knock it straight in for the second point within 30 seconds of the other. We're 1 minute into this game, or not even quite at a full minute, and we've got 2 points coming in for the Scorpions.
Demo off kickoff means Zydra doesn't have pressure put them on immediately. But Gababy snags the ball to push it far enough over to the side. Toke putting pressure on to Nano. Potato pops the ball up to keep the ball away from Enzo. And Nano finally finding that clear. Toke desperately trying to beat the Scorpions to the ball in Viper territory. Gababy sends to Nano, but Nano can't get the angle just right. So Zydra now with defensive positioning tries to get the ball cleared out as Gababy sends Enzo into the back of the net.
Yeah, I mean, it was a nice defensive play from the Vipers. They've still got plenty of time, 3.5 minutes left on this clock. We need to find the clear and really just kind of start looking for some plays, trying to get it on that Scorpion side so they can have the opportunity. But a demo right there is a little dangerous and a little scary coming out, but looks like Nano's not able to find the connections. I just going to run with them, keep the ball away from them. They finally get that clear onto the Scorpion side, and just going to bounce off the wall to Zydra, but Zydra and Gababy are both going to miss it and not find that connection, as it's going to push back over to the Vipers. Nano's going to take it up the wall, look for an opportunity to push to center field. Gababy's in the right position, but once again, Enzo's on the defensive side. 3 defensive saves already coming out from this second game, excuse me, and just very well played from Enzo. And oh, that scared me real quick there. Enzo wasn't quite in the position to save that ball, but it wasn't on position. And the Scorpions are just staying so aggressive on this second game.
Thus far, Vipers have had no shots on goal accredited to them by the system, whereas Gababy alone, I am trying to quick count and my brain is malfunctioning, has 6 shots on goal and Nano has 1. Zydra has a save for themselves as well, but that just goes to show how much defense the Vipers are being forced to play, and they're playing the Scorpions game now at this point. Potato goes for the shot, goes teardrops down in the lower left corner, and that's goal number 2 for the Scorpions.
Yeah, I mean,
Sorry, 3.
Very well played by the Scorpions. They're dominating the entire side of this field. They know exactly how they want to play it, and the Vipers need to find something to disrupt it. I'd like to see some demos or some just kind of slow play or just kind of some options, but once again, just goes over the top of the Vipers, and none of them seem to be able to find themselves in the right position and to really defend that. And so 4-0 with only 2 minutes left, it's going to be a challenge for the Vipers to really come back into this. But Nano's going to take it over to the side of the Vipers as well, looking for a 5th goal as well as we pass it over to Potato, who finds it, gets the 5th goal, still with 2 minutes on the clock. It's going to be a challenge for the Vipers.
I mean, the Vipers were forced to play defense for almost, I want to say, about 2.5 minutes, and that is a heavy task to not start breaking down a little bit, playing perfect defense. And then eventually, all of those shots do start going in for the Scorpions, so got roughly, I want to say, 35 seconds per goal right now for the Vipers. Not even. I think 20 seconds per goal roughly for the Vipers at this point, if they're looking to equalize this one out. But at this point, just trying to find 1 is really all they need.
It's true. I mean, we saw this happen in the first series. There was one game where the Vipers were just struggling a little bit, but then they came back much stronger in the next one. So that's what we might be having to look to see here. See them come back in that game 3 and just find some kind of connections. I'd like to see them find 1 more goal in this game, just get themselves on the board, prove themselves that they can definitely do this. And it was a nice little shot from Enzo. Had an opportunity there, but wasn't able to find the connection. Now he's going to take it up in the air. Toke is going to fly across the screen, not able to find it. And Potato's going to look for a shot. Enzo seems to be in position, but Potato's going to get the bounce afterwards and find the 6th goal of this map.
Goal every 10 seconds? Not possible. 1 goal in 60 seconds, definitely doable for the Vipers. That's what all they need right now to make sure that their heads are still held high going into game number 3. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, but GG Go Next is a mentality you have to maintain, and just going to the next game like it's been 0-0 the entire time is something that I heavily stress in the realm of esports.
Yeah, when Rocket League games are just so fast, I mean, just 5 minutes each, you have to be ready to just forget what just happened and moved on to the next game. And that's what we want to see here as we see Toke kind of taking it against the wall here. As Enzo's going to actually take it over onto the Scorpion side, but it gets a huge pinch, pushing it back over to the Viper side. Nano might be like an opportunity here, but actually it's going to be broken up by Zydra. And just going to hit it up in the air. So who's going to take control? Enzo looks like he's going to be the one to find it, but Nano's going to interrupt it and push it back to the Vipers. And with only 10 seconds left, looks like they might not be able to find that 1 goal. And we're just going to have to focus all their energy on that 3rd game.
And ball hits the ground, and that is it. Looks like Potato's just going to let that happen. After all, there's no need for them to try and look for an extra goal for themselves. And now we're at match point for the Scorpions.
Yep.
But it's a best of 5, technically speaking. So Vipers still can start bringing this back in their favor. Will we see a reverse sweep? We might see a reverse sweep. It could be doable. The Scorpions have now played literally 7 Rocket League games in a row, whereas the Vipers have had a little bit of time to take a breather, and that exhaustion definitely can start to be an issue as these series get longer and longer. So with that being said, I have some faith in the Vipers to bring this one back.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen after tough games, they bounce back stronger than ever. And that's what we're going to see here, I think. We're going to see the Vipers, okay, come together. They've once they're getting beaten on all the forces on all the sides right there, they're really able to see what kind of their weaknesses are, and they're able to adapt their gameplay and just make a change and just find some kind of new strategy going into this third game that they can incorporate and adapt, because it's all on the line here, and this is the time to do it. So that's what I want to see, find some kind of difference they can look for in this next game and see if they can really bring it to the Scorpions and find their first victory.
Off kickoff, looks like Baby and Nana are going to try to push forward for an opportunity. Enzo finds a save, does not have pressure on them. They can take a few touches. Potato goes in. Ball gets popped up, sent to Baby, who sends to Potato, but Potato unfortunately whiffs on that one, so Baby's forced to make a secondary touch. Enzo bringing it across the top and sends it to the side.
Yeah, keeping the offensive strong on for the Scorpions. And they're going to find a demo there as well, and a bump on Zydra, as the Scorpions are getting aggressive and just looking for any kind of disruption they can find. And Zydra's actually going to fly out of nowhere off the top of the screen and knock it right in for the first point for the Vipers. See the kickoff coming off. It's going to pinch off over to the side. Tokay's not going to quite find the connection, as Zydra's going to look for the 50-50, but actually just kind of stops dead there, goes into the Viper corner here. Nano's going to look for a play, but Tokay comes flying in from the corner, going to push it back towards center field. Looks like Potato is going to jump up in the air, look for that control, and really try and set themselves up for the control they felt this entire last game.
1 minute has elapsed. Scorpions have not found a goal for themselves, and they're actually kind of being forced to play a bit more defense than they're typically comfortable with. Nano looks for an opportunity, but there's a double commit from the Vipers defense that does save the ball, and all three members commit on that save. Not punished immediately, but they have yet to be able to find a good, nice clear. That is the issue when all three are stacked up together. Yes, it almost guarantees the ball won't go in, but it means it's harder to make a breakaway.
Yeah, we see Enzo pushing it back over to the Scorpion sides, but Kababy's in the right position, but Takei's going to push it right back as well. It's just going back and forth. There's a nice little bump right there, a little bit too high, not quite able to find the connection. Is going to push over. Potato's going to finally look for that clear. Going to pass it over to Nano, who's going to hit it off the wall. Takei is in position, going to push it back. Actually, Nano's going to interrupt it, though, and take the back control for the Scorpions. They need to find some kind of shot if they're going to find that victory, and there it is, coming out from Potatoes. Going to just come in and dunk it in and find the game-evening goal.
3 minutes, 14 seconds on the clock, and we are tied at 1-1. Enzo plays it around Gababy quite nicely. They do have a follow-up from a teammate, but they have the ball immediately stolen away by Potato, who didn't even really have to bump any Vipers players out of the way. They'll leave it for Gababy to go forward with it. Gababy has the opportunity to send it up to Nano, but chooses to go for the solo play and has a double commit from the defense to prevent that ball from going in. And Enzo now takes the shot, and it does ricochet off of Nano. We're going to act like, Nano, that you weren't involved. And with that, Vipers are up by 1 with just about a little over half of game number 3 left.
Yeah, that was well played by the Vipers, really able to make use of all their space and just kind of push it off of the Scorpions and find that second point, get themselves in the lead of this game, and put themselves in a nice spot going into the second half of this third game. See, Nano's going to look for a little bit of control, but it's going to get taken away, and Potato's going to just barely be able to find the save. Nano's once again going to go back to the corner, look for some control, push it back onto that Viper side. So now the Scorpions can look to be a little bit aggressive, looks to be on the offensive side. Potato's going to center it over here, but looks like Zydra's going to interrupt it from Gababy and not able to find any kind of connection. Nano's going to look for a return as well. It goes bounce back to Potato's, going to hit it up, and we're seeing very good aggression coming out from the Scorpions. They're keeping it on the Viper side. They're staying on the offensive, and they're just going to have multiple opportunities come out and try and see if they can find this goal coming through.
The thing that I believe the Scorpions are currently doing to make sure the pressure stays on here in Viper territory is they're taking away those corner boosts quite a bit. Both Tokay and Zydra had no boost for the majority of that offensive opportunity there for the Scorpions, making it very difficult for them to find a fast clear and one that had a lot of distance. Now the ball is already back into Viper territory as we have 90 seconds left on that clock. Scorpions looking for 1 goal to equalize things out. Vipers looking for an extra to make sure that there isn't going to be an overtime here in game number 3. Well, game number 3.
Yeah, I mean, we've done so many Rocket League games, you can't mix up on which one we're in. We're on the third one, and Vipers might be coming back into this one. Might be able to have an opportunity, look for that reverse sweep as we see them pushing it back over to the Viper side. Might be the Scorpions' opportunity to kind of find that game-tying goal. And Potato's going to take it up at the corner, look for a pass over towards Nano, who's already in position, but looks like it's going to be interrupted by Enzo, who's going to push it back towards midfield and even on to the Scorpion side. Baby's going to push it back, but Zydra's in the right position and finds the shot and puts them in the lead by 2 points now as it's 3-1.
Let's see if the Scorpions will find a quick goal as Potato off the kickoff gets a fantastic touch, sending it to Gababy. Potato goes for the flick, but the angle's not right. Nano even demos the defender, but they can't close out that play. That was so many fantastic opportunities created by the Scorpions. Just the Fate had other things to say about that, as did the Vipers. Vipers maintaining the 2-goal lead, crossing down in the last 30 seconds here, and ball is kind of in the midfield zone. Not going either way, but triple committing on the offense could lead to a goal number 4 for the Vipers, and it does as the Scorpions overcommit on a goal-scoring opportunity. And, you know, closing a 3-goal gap in less than 30 seconds, probably impossible.
Yeah, definitely not looking good for the Scorpions, but they do have that cushion. They were able to find those first 2 games. I think mostly this game, it felt like the Scorpions were just making a handful of mistakes, maybe getting a little bit too overconfident. So if they slow themselves down, recenter themselves, I think they'll be in a good position going into this 4th game. But, I mean, well played by the Vipers to really find those holes and just find the success for them as they're able to find their first map win of the summer.
Scorpions play faster. Okay, now you're playing a little bit too fast.
A little bit.
All right, so now Vipers showing signs of life. They have a game victory for themselves. That's definitely got to cheer them up a little bit as we're going to go into game number 4. But Scorpions are still at match point.
It's true. It's still in a dangerous place for the Vipers fans. They need to find themselves another perfect game like that, or at least as close to it as they possibly can. They need to play well. They need to play together. And I think we could have another 5th game coming in.
Give me the 5th game. My voice can handle it, I promise.
Looks like the players are ready, and we're going to hop right into this game 4 as the Vipers find their first victory as we started up. Let's see the kickoff coming in as the players, Baby and Toke. Actually, Toke is going to miss it, so the Scorpions are on a nice offensive opportunity here as they take an early lead in positioning as they're going to push it over. But Toke coming back after that missed kickoff, finds the clear, pushing it onto the Scorpion sides, and makes things bounce out here.
Nano in the corner, has to play it around Enzo. They leave it for Gababy to come in. Zydra steals the ball away from Gababy, but loses possession, and unfortunately it's going to be Potato, not one of their teammates, who picks it back up. Shot on goal from Nano, triple commit from the Vipers to save that one. Gababy from the mid tries to take another shot. Toke now pushing forward, chips the ball in the air, but it's going to be Nano who sends it right back across that midfield stripe, and immediately volleyed again by Potato off of the Vipers' return.
Yeah, we see Enzo looking to push it back, but Gababy's in the right position. She's going to smash it down towards the goal. And actually, Nano as well going to follow up and knock it right in, get the first point for the Scorpions. They're showing they're ready to come back in this 4th game, and they want to find that victory. They're going to go for the kickoff here as the Vipers are able to find a little bit of an early advantage. They push it over to the corner, but Toke is going to miss it just a little bit as it goes off in the corner. Zydra's there to catch up, though, and push it back onto that Scorpion side. And it's going to be pushed back actually now towards the Viper side. Gababy's going to look to pass it up. Might be able to shoot it over towards Nano, but looks like it's going way too high as it pushes back towards the Viper's corner.
Nano plays it around 1, has to get it around Enzo, though, who's been a defensive powerhouse. Gababy comes in to try and push Enzo out of the way, but it's a little too late. Ball at midfield. Potato looks to get it past Enzo again. Can't quite do it. Zydra flicks the ball forward in the air. Enzo now dragging it down as Potato snag it away as they make contact with the field. Toke looking for an opportunity to set things up for their teammates, but it's going to be sent over into Viper territory yet again.
Oh, I almost thought that was going to go straight into the Viper's goal, but just a little off to the side, and they're able to push it back. Nano's going to kind of look to play it off the corner here to maybe look for a clear, but there are 2 members of the Vipers there, and Toke is able to pinch it up into the air and find that connection and keep it on the offensive for the Vipers. Keep it on that Scorpion side. They're going to push it up on the wall as I just going to pass it down to Enzo, who's going to push it over towards Toke, but actually Gababy's the one up in the air and ready for it first. He's going to push it to the Vipers. Zydra's going to try and keep it in the air. He's going to pass it over to Enzo, who's going to come flying in the air. Toke is going to look for the offensive, not finding a great touch there, so it gives an opportunity for the Scorpions to push it back onto the Viper side.
Nano goes for the shot, and the double touch does find the back of the net. Scorpions now up by 2. We're roughly in the last half here of game number 4. Scorpions, just as a reminder, are at match point. Vipers looking to put themselves at match point. but they do have to close out this game 4 with a victory in order to do so. Vipers struggling to find one goal to put on the board for themselves.
Yeah, they're just kind of, things have slowed down just a little bit. They're not quite able to find the gaps in the defense that Scorpions left like they did in the last game. And so far, they're struggling to find any connections. Only a few saves coming out from each of those players. Just so many more shots coming out from the Scorpions. It looks like they've had 7 different opportunities to try and shoot this ball and look for some kind of lead for themselves. So the Vipers really need to slow things down, get control, and then look for the opportunities rather than trying to force things. We see things on the Scorpion side, so it might be an opportunity is actually, Nano's actually going to knock it in. I had things backwards. They get their third, and with only 2 minutes left, the Vipers need to figure out something to change in these last 2 minutes.
The Vipers, all 3 members, very, very capable of being a defensive powerhouse and an unbreakable wall, so to speak, so long as they don't get demoed. But that means that you need to just trust in your teammates to know that they need to rotate to the back post, communicate who is and who isn't going to be doing that off kickoff and on when plays are being made, and start facilitating opportunities to be made. Being forced onto the back foot and reacting to the plays being made by the Scorpions is really what I feel like is bringing down the Vipers' caliber of play that they're typically capable of doing right now. That really just comes down to trust and faith in your teammates, to understand each other's play styles, and these players have played together for quite some time, so they're more than capable of doing so. As we have 1 minute and 20 seconds left on the clock, Scorpions now up by 4.
Yeah, only having 20 seconds per goal at this point for the Vipers to try and find an opportunity to come back to it. They're going to get in the early offensive off that kickoff. Pass it over to K, but it bounces right back into Enzo. That's so unfortunate. Just a little bit of a miscommunication, not quite able to find that opportunity that they might have had. K's going to push it back onto the Scorpion side. Enzo's going to look for it. It's going to be a nice little pinch over towards the goal, but Potato's there and ready and waiting is going to push it back onto that side. Nano's going to try and push it back, but looks like actually, he's going to continue following it. Nano's going to kind of push it up into the center field. Enzo's going to look for the clear. Doesn't quite find it, but Jababy's just off target slightly, pushing it into the crossbar, and wasn't able to find that connection to get that 5th goal for him.
It's not that big of a deal if Jababy's a little bit off target. They already have 4 goals, and the Vipers are just looking to find another for themselves. They've got 30 seconds to find a singular goal. I understand that I'm not telling them they need to find all 4, but finding just 1 goal is more than enough at this point. Scorpions still at match point and in the lead here as we're in the last 15 seconds of game number 4.
Yeah, as this tick starts counting down, it's looking pretty good for the Scorpions to find their first victory of the Summer Series. Only 5 seconds left, so they're going to kind of keep it up in the air, get ready to tap it down. It looks like it's going to roll across, and that's going to be the victory for the Scorpions, finding themselves at 1-1 so far.
There was going to be someone with 2 losses on their sheet today. It just so happened to be that it's going to be the Vipers. It happens. Not much you can do about it except for just continue to play your game and play to the best of your abilities. But with that being said, congratulations, Scorpions, on getting your first victory here within our Summer Series thus far. Vipers, you're not done just yet. There's a lot more Rocket League to be played in the future. But for now, if you want the opportunity to participate in these rumbles and be seen here on our broadcast and also the Esports Tower broadcast, possibly seen by expert college recruiters, talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, then you need to join the club. Esports Tower players get insider access to industry insights, and with our featured rumbles, recruiters are taking notice as well. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting some great games, and it's not over yet. We've still got one more game coming up.
Yeah, I think the next game, I'm not fully positive.
The Barracudas and
the Lynx?
And the Lynx, yes.
All right, that's going to be an interesting one. I'm not placing bets, so I'm not making any calls, but I can call one thing, and I do believe that's I'm losing my co-caster.
Yeah, unfortunately, might have to leave you with Artie Nerdy Bird Rain to kind of finish things out, but you're in good hands, and I think Nerdy is going to be strong enough and being able to continue things along for the rest of this cast.
Most definitely. But before we jump into that, we're all going to take a quick break, take a breather, grab some water. It might be a little bit longer than our last one, just so I can mentally prepare myself to be going solo for the remainder of this broadcast. With that being said, we'll be back here in just a few minutes.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by. Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by. Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome back to this week's broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble in Rocket League. We're broadcasting from the Boise State Game Pans Esports Arena. Hi, guys! And we are about to close out our night here from the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena with the Scorpions taking on the Lynx. These were the two favorable teams heading into the Summer Invitational Series. And overall, we'll have to see who ends up being victorious. And now look at me. I am your only caster now. I've wanted to say something like that for so long. I know it was corny, but I had to. Anyway, I am your host and going to be soloing on desk for the remainder of this evening, Artie Nerdy Bird Rain. In case you are just joining us, we had a fantastic co-caster of Alex Koba Moore joining us in for a little bit there and saving my voice so that I could carry the remainder. I'm a little sad now. I chased Alex away. No, he had to go do adult things. But with that being said, we have an exciting best of 5 series coming up just yet between our last two teams for the remainder of the evening. But before we jump into that, we'll bring them Doc's keys to the game for a little bit of advice one last time, presented today by Esports Tower. The keys to the game for Rocket League are create mistakes, punish the overcommits, play the walls better, and demo to disrupt. Score pro advice at esportstower.com where you can improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. Our final game of the night is a matchup between two of our tournament favorites, the Scorpions and the Lynx. Is it going to be the Scorpions with their speed and aggression that ends up winning, or is it going to be that sunglasses boost that the Lynx have and the dynamic duo of Wild and Thrift that'll be the thing that'll help them come out on top of this best of 5 series? Well, only time will tell. We'll have to wait and see. Best of luck to both of these teams. I do believe we'll be able to show you their rosters. No, never mind. We'll just jump right into it. They're already ready. I get it. Y'all are tired. As we go into the kickoff, it's going to be sent into Lynx. Viper to Scorpions. I'm tired. Territory right away. We have Wild sending the ball to Adrift. Adrift trying to get it past Gababy, but can't do it just yet. Gababy instead is going to play it around 1. Get it past Wilds and find goal number 1 for their team. Nicely done. 15 seconds in, and it was a complete turnaround from their territory. Scorpions up by 1. Demo off kickoff. Thrift is going to elevate with possession. Has Adrift to send to Nano. Back in the watermelon car. Thank you, my friend. I do know, though, it makes it a little bit easier to spot you when you're looking for demos. That's insider information I've been given from some of the other team's players. So we might not see as many demos from Nano in this game as we saw earlier this evening, as the ball is right in front of the net. Wild's trying to go for the redirect from Nano's shot. Ends up going in. Happens to everybody. But with that being said, nonetheless, Scorpions up by 2 going into the next kickoff. Potato pushing the ball forward, goes immediately to Adrift, who now can elevate with possession. Nano's going to come off the crossbar, flick the ball up. Third goes for the challenge. Wilds will elevate instead. Get it past Potato. Leave the ball for Adrift, but actually it gives time for Gababy to get a shot in on goal. Spiked up towards the ceiling by Thrift. Nano instead is going to take out one of the defenders. I do believe that might have been Adrift. Ball still over here in Lynx territory. Adrift sends the ball to the midfield. Wild's chasing after. It does mean pressure is going to be put on by Nano, who sends the ball to the midfield. Nano looking for an opportunity to center this ball off the wall, loses possession. Potato goes for the challenge to prevent Thrift from volleying the ball to the midfield stripe. Ends up getting spiked up. Dunked down by Gababy into the net, but saved by the keeper. Potato now looking to take the ball away from the Drift's return volley. Does get booped around, maintaining a little bit of pressure on that ball, but ultimately leaves it for Gababy, who sends it to Nano, sending it right back to Gababy with a great give and go. Not creating a goal-scoring opportunity just yet, as the ball's a little bit too wide of the net. Gababy possibly looking for a solo play. Can't make it happen, though. Gotta have those teammate follow-up, and we do see Adrift allay a demo there from Nano by just choosing to turn a little bit. That watermelon card being a little bit too loud visually to make it not so hard to dodge. But I love seeing the car nonetheless. Ball gets spiked up by Nano, who grabs it off the wall, sending it to, I believe that was intended for Gababy, but Potato gets it instead. Gababy comes in to send the ball into the corner. Gonna hit the back wall. No follow-up from the Scorpions. Wild's pushing forward. Has an opportunity to take a shot on goal after the demo on the keeper. With that, Lynx put their first goal on the board. 2 more goals to go, just under 3 minutes left on the clock. Plenty of time. Scorpions no longer in safe territory. They had the 1 goal plus the security. Now they need to find another one to bring their score up to 3 in order to maintain that 2-goal lead. Early 2-goal leads typically are okay to get, not putting you in the most comfortable position, though, when it's done in the first 2 minutes. But as I start talking, Nano finds goal number 3 and puts them right back in that security position. 2.5 minutes is plenty of time to find those 2 extra goals. If you're cheering for the Lynx right now, which if you are, I don't blame you, especially if you are Thrift's little brother, who is just the sweetest little thing in the world. Actually saw them bring out a sign to root on his older brother. So Lynx have a little bit of an extra boost. The sunglasses plus the absolutely amazing younger siblings rooting you on. Right now, though, Lynx struggling to find a second goal for themselves. Ball is in their territory yet again. Nano goes for the challenge against Wild, so the volley cannot happen. Thrift finally finds the breakaway opportunity, but Adrift was almost parallel with them, making it so the challenge was more difficult to go up against Nano. Ball taken across midfield, striped by Potato, jukes out Thrift, but does not get it past Wilds. Wilds looking for an opportunity to center it up, instead just drags it all the way across the other side of the field with possession. It's going to get spiked up in the air. Nano's going to be the one to meet it, but whiffs on that possession. Adrift sends the ball towards the net with a great dunk down. Ends up going to Potato, who sends it to Gababy. Thrift goes for the aerial challenge. Does not make contact, so ball is yet again back in Lynx territory. Adrift goes to recenter the ball. Potato stopping that centering opportunity. Nano will be there for the follow-up. Thrift goes for the challenge against Gababy. They need a teammate to come in and help. Wilds tries, but is a little bit too late. Adrift snags the ball away from Gababy. Ball gets popped up. Adrift sends it into the net. Finally, Lynx find goal number 2. There's 1 minute and 7 seconds left on the clock. They can find an extra goal here, but the rotations seem to be struggling right now for the Lynx. Getting a demo off kickoff. 2 demos off kickoff, though, might make it a little bit easier. Adrift tries to dunk it down. Stopped by Gababy. Ball still inside Scorpion territory. Gababy finds a clear finally. And they're going to return the favor, taking out one of the defenders. Does not matter, though, as Thrift gets possession, but a great shot from Potato ends up bringing in another goal for the Scorpions. Off kickoff, Gababy cleanly wins it. Thrift comes in, tries to steal possession. Shot is going to be turned away briefly. Wilds sends the ball to the side, plays off the wall, has Thrift there and available if they need to do a give and go, but they choose to carry it to the back wall instead. Ball in the corner, Thrift trying to get it to Adrift. Can't do so, though, as Nano stops the give and go from happening. Nano takes the shot, goes into the back of the net. Scorpions now putting another goal in their favor. 25 seconds left on the clock. 3 goals needed for the Lynx in order to equalize this game. Awkward little reset needed. Internet's weird. Happens. 25 seconds left. 3 goals are what the Lynx are looking for, but at this point, 3 goals, that's a little bit too much to ask for. Maybe 1, but for now, it's probably a GG go next for the Lynx. Nano carrying ball into Lynx territory. It's in the back third. It's going to be stopped by Adrift. Adrift has the opportunity to send to a teammate, but Gababy will get in the passing lane first. Ball still in Lynx territory. Nano taking out one of the defenders. Thrift in the air. Looks to send it to Wilds off respawn. Ball hits the ground, and that is going to be the end of the first game here, going in favor of... My brain is breaking now. The Scorpions. Okay. With that being said, it looks like the Lynx were definitely struggling compared to what we saw in the past. I really don't know what advice I could give them. It seemed like they were doing okay, but they were not prepared for a lot of the past disruptions that were happening, especially from Nano just getting in those passing lanes. And Gababy is definitely challenging the aerial play that they're used to be able to pull off with ease. We'll have to wait and see if they're able to clean that up or if the Scorpions continue to run away with that scoreboard in game number 2. After all, it is a best of 5. Lynx will probably end up winning this one and send it to a best of 3. That's just how Esports Tower ends up working out. If I'm wrong, my voice won't hate me, but my heart might. We'll have to wait and see, though. Off kickoff, Nano wins it. Wilds takes it away, sending it to the back Scorpion territory where Gababy was on the wall. Gababy looks like they will get demoed in mid-flight, though. Nano in back third of Lynx territory loses possession. Adrift goes for the challenge against Potato. Gababy ends up going after Adrift, taking them out, but it was a little bit of an overcommit from the side of the Lynx. Scorpions actually overcommitted on that one. Thrift goes for the shot on goal. Can't find it, though. Nano pushing forward. Adrift racing back towards their own goal. Manages to find the save. Nano stops the ball from crossing midfield stripe. Ball goes over towards Thrift, who has a drift take out 2 of the defenders back to back, making the defense difficult, but it's found nonetheless. And Nano from the midfield, solo play by themselves as both teammates on the respawn screen finds goal number 1 for the Scorpions. So when we're talking about well-timed demos, yes, demoing is a valid strategy, but sometimes taking yourself out of the play to do those demos can be your undoing, and Nano capitalized on that immediately. There was no one in the net. It was an overcommit. Doesn't matter, though, as I'm talking. Lynx find an equalizer from Wilds, bringing us tied 1 aside with 4 minutes and 2 seconds on the clock. Off kickoff, Gababy tries to get a touch. Thrift wins it, though. Nano read it well. Ball gets popped up. A drift goes. Wilds in the air, plays it to the wall. Gababy looks to dunk it down. Ends up with Potato, who collides with Thrift for the challenge. Ball is still at mid. Gababy goes for the shot on goal. Stopped by a drift. In the corner, has Nano coming on them immediately. Nano's shot turned away by Wilds. Gababy's follow-up. It's going to be stopped by a drift. Potato goes for the challenge. Instead, the ball is going to be a give and go, but the give and go does not work. So Nano has an opportunity to take a shot. Takes too many touches, though. Ball in the corner yet again, but still in Lynx territory. Thrift sends the ball to Wilds. Wilds whiffs, so a drift has to come forward, and a drift gets thrown out of the way by one of the Scorpions players, so their possession's immediately stopped. Ball crossing midfield stripe as Nano takes down Thrift. Looks to dunk it down. Wilds is going to send the ball back to the midfield stripe where Potato's there for the challenge, so they leave the ball for a drift. A drift takes a couple touches, pops it up over a few, tries to play it off the back wall, but unfortunately the rotations were not in the Lynx' favor, so they have to reset the play yet again. Thrift tries to get possession, but it looks like Nano, not going for demos, just going for a disruption play, does manage to stop the opportunity in its tracks. Gababy in the corner, has the ball stopped by Thrift. Nano comes in to help Gababy out. They will pass and give and go yet again. Nano slowing down, does not have a lot of pressure. Wilds goes to try to put pressure on, so Gababy comes in to help out Nano and plays around them as Nano backs up into defensive positioning. Gababy takes a shot, immediately thwarted by the Lynx as we have a double commit from them. Ends up with the ball in the air with Thrift. Sends it to the wall. Nano goes for the challenge. Doesn't really result in possession change quite yet. Nano looking for an opportunity, but is flying backwards. Can't take the shot on goal, so Potato goes for the reset. Thrift sends the ball to the midfield stripe where Gababy is waiting, but yet again, the angle cannot be set up just right, so Nano has to do the reset play, and Nano finds goal number 2 for the Scorpions. So we have 2 minutes and 8 seconds on the clock. Scorpions are up by 1. Lynx need to find an extra goal for themselves. Scorpions want to find a security goal. Much slower goal scoring than we saw in game number 1, but nonetheless, 3 goals overall, showing that we have some good equal Rocket League. Definitely, though, Lynx are not going to be trying any funny business with a double demo. With that being said, Scorpions, though, now have the security goal in their favor. Less than 2 minutes left on the clock. They can just play the wait game and try to tick time off of that timer and bring us to the end of our second match here. However, the Lynx might have something else to say about that as the ball is in Scorpion territory as we speak. We see a demolition happen onto, I want to say that was Potato, but Thrift can't capitalize on it immediately, and Potato off the respawn collides with a teammate. Does not matter for the Scorpions, though. Nonetheless, they're able to bring the ball into Lynx territory. A drift, though, sends the ball to the side, tries to center it up for a teammate. Thrift has to do it again. Nano will elevate, sending the ball to the midfield, where Wilds whiffs on the opportunity to volley the ball, and it ends up hitting the back wall on the Lynx backboard. Follow-up touches do not find the back of the net. Triple commit from the Lynx to get this ball into Scorpion territory. Works out for a few moments. Wilds gonna have to rotate to get possession off the wall here. Gababy goes for the challenge. Thrift comes in to help out. All 3 members of the Lynx are really overcommitting on this goal-scoring opportunity, but it might just work out in their favor. Ball not leaving Scorpions half the field just yet. Nano goes for the challenge against Thrift. A drift can't get a touch on it, though. Thrift now has to have Wilds come in to take the shot. We do see, yet again, all 3 members here in the corner in Scorpion territory. Breakaway play started from Potato. Ball gets pinched up and up towards the ceiling. Thrift off the wall sends it to a drift at the midfield. A drift centers it to Wilds. Wilds whiffs on their touch. Gababy is able to steal that ball away and get in the passing lane, sending it over towards Thrift, who has Wilds. Wilds elevates and whiffs again. Potato stealing the ball for a few moments. Nano tries to find an opportunity to get a touch on it. Does finally, but Wild sends the ball over towards the side wall again. Thrift goes for the challenge. Ball in the air. Potato looking to dunk it down to a teammate. It ends up going to Thrift instead. No time left on the clock. Ball finally hits the ground, and Scorpions walk away with the Game 2 victory. They are now at match point. Is my voice a little happy about that? Yes. Are the Lynx happy about that? No. So odds are they're going to end up turning this next game around in their favor, but those last 2 games definitely heavily swung in favor of the Scorpions. I don't know what they did. I don't know what they ate. These kids are just overall powerhouses. They've been playing extremely long at this point. I've been casting really long at this point. But with that being said, we have another 5 minutes to go at least. If it goes in favor of the Lynx, we'll be brought into a game 4 no matter what. And if they can win 2 back-to-back games, which isn't the hardest thing to do, but it is quite anxiety-inducing, we could see a best-of-5 series go the full distance yet again. The next 5 minutes will tell. We'll just have to wait and see. Off kickoff, it's going to be a drift to get a touch on it immediately, thwarted by Nano, who Baby is in a cherry-picking position to send the ball back to Nano, but the give-go and middle touch did not work out, as we do see a demo also come out on one of the Scorpions players. Wild sends the ball to a drift. A drift has the opportunity to give to Thrift, but Potato comes in, sending the ball all the way to the back third on Lynx territory. Wild's off the wall, leaves the ball for Thrift to come in. Thrift has the give-and-go opportunity here for a drift to grab it down if they dunk the ball down. Again, triple committing on a goal-scoring opportunity, leaves the net wide open for the Scorpions to return the favor. That's goal number 1 for the Scorpions. Over-committing on goal-scoring opportunities. I talked to this about with Katz earlier. It's fine to do it sometimes, but if you do it every single time, and Katz is one of the coaches that the records show, it's not crazy, Kat. If you do it every single time and it does not work, you're going to end up in this situation. Twice now we have seen that the Scorpions were able to just score a goal on an empty net. Overcommitting, and the excuse from the players has been, but if it works, it works. It's not working, so let's see if the Lynx continue to do so, or if they clean up their act in the next 4 minutes. We see a demo on to Nano, so that's going to take one of the Scorpions players out for a few moments. Ball is in Lynx territory, though. Thrift is going to bring it on the wall. Another demo is going to come out. Nano elevates, pushing Thrift away, so Drift has to come in to help them out sooner than they anticipated. But off the ceiling is going to be Baby grabbing possession. Does an awkward flip, so they lose possession out, but their teammate comes in to help. It was Nano. Double commit between Wilds and Thrift actually communicated, so Wilds was able to carry the ball forward. Stopped by Nano. Potato and Nano actually collide on the ground. Baby comes in to help out. It's going to play the ball into the corner. Ball popped up by Thrift, is going to be grabbed by Wild, sent to the midfield stripe. Baby rotating back into defensive positioning. A Drift tries to go for the shot, stopped by Nano. All 3 members of the Lynx, again, are bunched up over here into Scorpions territory. Breakaway opportunity for Scorpions might present itself just yet. It looks like a Drift might have heard me out during the end of the last game and started to try and play midfield a little bit more. Yes, they are choosing to play the midfield stronger than they were earlier, but again, falling into the trap of being all bunched in the corner. So Nano gets a great breakaway, sends the ball into the back third of Lynx territory. Wilds beats Nano back to the rebound play. So the ball was just a little bit too wide of the net. Thrift sends the ball to the corner and back third of Scorpions territory, immediately volleyed to the midfield stripe where Nano's waiting, pops it up for Baby, who tries to go to Potato, but the angle wasn't right, so the save is easily made by the Lynx. Baby goes for the reset, dunks the ball down. Going to be a Drift who grabs it. Nano's going to go for the challenge in midfield, is going to send it to mid for a reset. Potato takes a few touches, plays it around 1. Can't get it past Wilds. Wilds leaves it for a Drift. A Drift sends it to the side. Potato goes in for the challenge on Wilds' opportunity to go forward. Nano off the back wall is going to stop the possession for the Lynx inside Scorpion territory. Nano going forward. Ball hits the ceiling. Might lose possession here. They will off the ground. Has a follow-up from Potato to keep the ball inside Lynx territory. We're ticking down to the last 2 minutes. Scorpions currently up by 1. Lynx still struggling to find one more goal for themselves to equalize this out. Scorpions want 1 to make sure they have the security goal so there's no buzzer beater opportunity. Wilds gets booped around by a few of the Scorpions members. Ball is still in Scorpion territory, though, meaning Lynx have the chance here to take an opportunity for themselves, but they've overcommitted again! And Nano immediately is going to capitalize on that. My head is almost hitting the desk. Had it hit the desk, though, you would have heard it thunk. With that being said, Scorpions are now up by 2. Minute 35 seconds on the clock. Lynx need to stop overcommitting and cleaning up these over-aggressive plays that they are making. in order to make sure they have someone rotating to the back post. They are a very gifted squad, but right now their Achilles heel has been cut wide open and is bleeding all over the place, and the Scorpions are here to inject the venom. Wilds looks to race back in time, is going to be demoed by Nano. Thankfully, though, they put enough pressure on to prevent a third almost open goal opportunity. Nano trying to circumvent Thrift, cannot get it past them, though. Shot on goal from Gababy is going to be too wide and hit the crossbar, but the follow-up touch from Gababy will find goal number 3 for the Scorpions. If you're rooting for the Lynx right now, and I know there is one little brother who is doing so, you need your big bro squad to score 1 goal every 20 seconds and stop letting Nano get away with just huge breakaway plays. Maybe you can grab his ear for a little bit after this match and say, yo, dude, stop overcommitting on every goal opportunity. They've got 1 every 15 seconds is what they need right now, but they need to get the ball out of Lynx territory. Nano looking for an opportunity to capitalize on the double commit here. Sends the ball to Potato. It is going to be an overcommit instead by the Scorpions and might be getting a little bit overzealous. They rotate back very quickly. Thrift going for the aerial play. It's going to be thwarted by Gababy. Ball in the corner. Potato looks to send into midfield stripe where Nano is waiting. Pops the ball up. Looks like it's going to be dunked down by Nano. It goes to a drift, though, instead of their intended teammate of Potato. Thrift at a drift, able to push forward. Wilds comes in to try and push Keeper out of the way. Ball is sent back into Lynx territory, and again, Nano capitalizes on an open goal opportunity. 8 seconds left on the clock. Scorpions up by 4. Lynx have yet to put a single goal on net. Demo off kickoff. Gababy finds goal number 5. With that, 6 seconds left. Perhaps we'll see the Lynx find 1 goal off kickoff, but this is a GG go next, and by go next, I mean go next week, because the Scorpions will win in this best of 5 in a 3-0 sweep. And ball hits the ground. No time left on the clock. Lynx, unfortunately, walk away without a single victory in a best-of-5 series. Really, I really hope you guys hear me when I say this. You need to stop overcommitting. Maybe this is why we don't break up Thrift and Wilds, because those two can overcommit. You just need someone who won't overcommit with them. I understand you're playing as a team, but you can't do that every single time, because the Scorpions took advantage of that grotesquely during that last game, most definitely. So, congratulations, Scorpions. You guys now are 2-1 in our summer series thus far. Lynx, you guys are 1-1 as far as our series scores go. And with that, my voice is kind of almost going to get a break. But if you want the opportunity to be seen by expert college recruiters, talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, then you need to join the club. Esports Tower players get insider access to industry insights, and with our featured rumbles, recruiters are taking notice as well. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. I have one more thing I got to cover here on desk, and I really hope that production is with me on this one. My ICCU player of the game is definitely going to be, I'm not even going to bring up 3 names. My vote goes towards Nano. Nano capitalized on every single mistake that they could possibly see here tonight, and plus we got to see 3 games from Nano, so I'm pretty sure there should be some highlight reel moments in there, if not for our production, but for Nano himself. Later on down the road, we'll have to see who production ended up picking, and I'm completely wrong, aren't I? It is actually going to be Cran. The ICCU player of the game is brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player makes a team more successful, just like Idaho Central's helping members achieve financial success. Cran is the Idaho Central Credit Union player of the game. And congratulations, Cran. And as we can prepare to close out today's broadcast of our Rocket League Summer Series, I want to give a quick congratulations to all of our teams for an exciting opening night. And best of luck to each of you going forward. My voice definitely needs a break. All these teams are incredibly close, with only the Barracudas still undefeated. Make sure to join us next week on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to see how our first tournament of the Esports Tower Invitational finishes. We'll close out today with the top 5 plays of the game, presented today by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your critical thinking skills into real time with more than 10 jobs offering $20,000 in bonuses and your degree of choice paid for. The Idaho Army National Guard is the best team out there. Be sure to reach out to them on Twitch at iGuardGaming. It has been a lovely evening to be with you tonight. I'm still Artie Nerdy Bird Rain, who is your host and solo caster at the end of the broadcast. But with that being said, from all of us here at Boise State and Esports Tower, have a lovely evening. Stay hydrated. Make sure you wear your sunscreen. Buckle up, and we will see you next week. Nano goes for the challenge. Doesn't really result in possession change quite yet. Nano looking for an opportunity, but is flying backwards. Can't take the shot on goal, so Potato goes for the reset. Thrift sends the ball to the midfield stripe where Gababy is waiting, but yet again, the angle cannot be set up just right, so Nano has to do the reset play, and Nano finds goal number 2 for the Scorpions.
And get that connection. We see Quez gonna look to take it up in the air. Might have an opportunity here as Gababy's a little bit behind, but wasn't quite able to find it. The connection, I think maybe if he was able to go for the left side of that goal, he might have been able to find it, but wasn't quite able to. We're gonna push it over to the Scorpion corner. Greed's gonna take it off the wall, and Cran might have an opportunity, and Cran's gonna knock it in. And they're just going back and forth. These teams get halfway through this game. The score is still 1-1, and we've got a nail fighter here.
Nano looking to carry this ball across and get it past the Barracudas. Unfortunately, does collide with them on the ground. See a demo come out, I believe, on the Greed. And Potato capitalizes on the one man down for the Barracudas. That's goal.
Coming off from both sides was slowly pushed over to the link side, but it's going to bounce back up into the air. Toke is going to push it over to the side. Enzo's going to look for it, but doesn't quite make it in time as the Drift Lemming is going to take it over. Zydra's going to take it up in the corner. Is going to finally push it back over onto that link side, but Drift's actually there. Gets a nice shot over to the side of the crossbar. Oh, the demo coming out, so Wild's going to
Barracudas. Quez, though, sends the ball across the midfield, immediately touched on by Nano. Can't get it past Cran as the challenge, sends the ball to the side. No follow-up from Barracudas means Gababy can send the ball to the back third. Stopped by Quez, though, finally. He's going to sail over Potato, but the angle wasn't right for them, so they have Cran be there for the follow-up. And now Barracudas